Chapter 1. Tianhai City, at the gate of number 3 Middle School. My dear classmate, you seniors will have an awakening ceremony today. Are you nervous? Accompanied by a female voice, a black microphone was placed directly next to Sumo's mouth. The boy's handsome brows frowned. He said he didn't like this kind of interview style. But out of politeness, Sumo still said calmly, "Beauty, do you believe me when I say I'm not nervous?" What a stupid reporter! Asking nonsense questions. This awakening ceremony, which only happens once in a lifetime, is equivalent to the important college entrance examination in the previous life. Who isn't nervous? That's right. Sumo is actually not from this world. He has traveled to this strange other world for 18 years. In this world, monsters are rampant. In order to fight against monsters, humans discovered the mystery of genes 1,000 years ago. From the era of technology and weaponry, we have evolved to the extraordinary era of awakening superpowers, and then using them to fight monsters. Today is the awakening day for the newest batch of senior high school students in their number 3 middle school. As long as one can awaken superpowers, even if they are not very strong, they are equivalent to the top students in the previous life. On the contrary, if one cannot awaken superpowers, one will be mediocre and even living will be a problem. Who wouldn't be nervous during an awakening ceremony that is dozens or even hundreds of times more cruel than the college entrance examination in previous lives? I'm so nervous. The female reporter smiled awkwardly after hearing what Sumo said, and then changed the subject. By the way, students, I heard that there are many physical monsters in your class of number 3 middle school this year, especially the student Sumo from class 2. I heard that in terms of the 3 physical fitness items, he seems to be more perverted than the key students from the awakened families in class 1. A common student can be better than the geniuses from the awakened families. Is this true? The words fell. Sumo glanced at the female reporter calmly. As long as common people are willing to work hard, they are not necessarily worse than those from awakened families. The female reporter was slightly stunned, and looked at Sumo speechlessly. Classmate, if those people from the awakened families heard your arrogant tone, they would be angry. Aren't you afraid of their revenge? Revenge? Just relying on those useless people who only use their family background to be arrogant and domineering and don't work hard at all. Looking at the teasing female reporter, Sumo shook his head. The female reporter was stunned. They are the face of your number 3 middle school this year, and you actually call them trash. The young man in front of me is a bit crazy. Could he also be a talented student from an awakened family? But the way she's dressed doesn't look like it at all. Just as she was wondering, Sumo's next words made her stunned. You can't even beat an ordinary person like me. You are just a bully. If you are not a waste, what else can you be? After saying that, Sumo turned around calmly and walked directly towards the school gate. At the spot, the reporter opened her mouth wide and stared blankly at Sumo's receding back. Is that Sumo? Oh my god! The person I just interviewed turned out to be that famous and awesome commoner from number 3 middle school. The young lady was shocked and wanted to catch up with Sumo for an interview, but the boy had disappeared. Walking at the intersection of the campus, Sumo didn't care about what the female reporter just said. I am indeed a commoner, and I was born in an orphanage. But so what? He, Sumo, is still in the situation where there is no cheating by the time traveler. By putting in 10 or even 100 times the effort, he barely surpassed those playboys from awakened families. Just like now, it's still dark and the awakening ceremony hasn't officially begun, but I'm the first one to arrive at school. The purpose is simple, which is to train for a few more hours to prepare for the upcoming awakening ceremony. Soon, Sumo walked into the fitness gym where he usually trained. After a brief warm-up, he immediately started exercising with the help of public equipment. Speed, strength, and responsiveness. The combination of these 3 physical qualities is the initial standard for stimulating genetic potential and awakening superpowers. Although it may not be accurate, as long as the student has strong physical fitness, there is a high probability that he or she will awaken superpowers. Time flies. After 3 hours of exercise, students began to enter the gate of number 3 middle school. Number 3 middle school is the 3rd-ranked high school in Tianhai City. Although its popularity is not as high as that of number 1 and number 2 middle schools, it is still not small. So as soon as the sky got light, the school gate was surrounded by people, including students' families, but more were media and public relations personnel from Tianhai City. All teachers and students of grade 3, assemble in the awakening hall. A loud broadcast also sounded at this time. Has it started? Wiping the sweat from his forehead, Suemo took a deep breath and then rushed towards the awakening hall. In front of the awakening hall, students from the 6 classes of senior high school have already arrived at their seats one after another. Among them, Class 1 is the top class, all of whom are students from awakened families, and their treatment is indeed much higher. At this time, this group of children of powerful people were all sitting in the conspicuous positions in the front row, with their chins held high, appearing very proud. Amo, you're all sweaty, didn't you do morning exercises again? In Class 2, his best friend Chen Derong was the first to see Suemo approaching and immediately looked helpless. Suemo found a seat and sat down, looking at his best friend. You know my situation, how can I not work hard? Chen Derong was silent, then patted Suemo on the shoulder and said jokingly, brother, if you can't awaken your superpowers, I will support you. Screw you. She rolled her eyes, but Suemo felt warm inside. Chen Derong is a wealthy second generation, also from an awakened family, but because of his casual and cheerful personality, he didn't fit in with the group of powerful students in Class 1, so he chose to join Class 2. Over the years, whenever Suemo fell into a coma due to overexercise, it was Chen Derong who secretly funded his treatment. Suemo always keeps this kindness in his heart. By the way, Emo, take this. After the two of them joked a few more times, Chen Derong suddenly took out a white jade crystal from the side. Seeing this, Suemo's eyes jumped. Is this a psychic stone? The psychic stone is an essential cultivation resource for the awakened person after awakening his superpowers. Although the one in front of you is the lowest level, it costs at least 100,000 federal coins. It is equivalent to more than 1 year or even 2 years' income of an average family. Well, this is a low-level psychic stone. My dad said that we can try to sense the psychic stone just before awakening. As long as we can sense even a trace of psychic power, it will be helpful for our awakening test later. Those arrogant guys in Class 1 now have one each, so we can't neglect it. As he said that, Chen Derong forcefully stuffed the psychic stone into Suemo's hand. Suemo was a little embarrassed, but seeing Chen Derong's eyes that could not be refused, he could only say gratefully, thank you, brother. After secretly making note of this friendship, Suemo took the psychic stone curiously. Ding! Weak energy is sensed, barely meeting the system activation conditions. System activation in progress. Ding! The strongest template system has been activated successfully and started binding host Suemo. Ding! The first draw of newbie benefits is in progress. Congratulations on obtaining the qualification to select the Pirates World template. Ding! Filtering Pirates World templates. Ding! Screening successful. Congratulations to the host for winning the Pirates World's Strongest Man, Edward Newgate unlocking template. Chapter 2. This is my cheat. Suemo was holding the already dimmed psychic stone in his hand. His heart was in turmoil and he was extremely shocked. In the past 18 years, he had stopped having fantasies. Unexpectedly, Cheat, who had been looking forward to it day and night, died because of a psychic stone when he was about to perform the awakening ceremony. And activated. In other words, Cheat is always there, but it cannot be activated because it cannot obtain energy. For a moment, Suemo didn't know whether to laugh or cry. But on second thought, he felt relieved. After all, he was an orphan when he traveled through time. Food and accommodation are already a problem, not to mention luxury items like psychic stones. Besides, it's not too late to activate it now, with the system cheat and the perseverance I have honed over the years. You will definitely be able to reach the pinnacle in this extraordinary world. Trying hard to control his body trembling with excitement, Suemo immediately looked at the virtual panel in front of him. Host, Suemo Cultivation, None Superpower, Shock Fruit, S+, Conqueror's Haki, S, Martial Arts, None Energy Points 11 Character Template, Edward Newgate. Click on the template list to learn more about the character and unlock level. After taking a quick look at the character panel and system introduction, Suemo roughly knew what kind of system he had obtained. This most powerful template system is a system that extracts character templates from various planes of the world. Specialize in extracting the strongest people, then constantly unlocking their abilities, turning them into your own uses, and even surpassing them. Suemo's first novice benefit was to draw the template of Edward Newgate, the strongest man in the pirates' world. Whitebeard Dad. Pirates King Suemo had also watched it in his previous life, and he was very fond of this powerful man with great charisma. System: have Whitebeard's demonic power and Conqueror's Haki been transformed into supernatural powers? Not only was it transformed into a superpower, but the Shock Fruit and Conqueror's Haki were rated S level. The legendary S level. Practice to the ultimate level, and you will have the strongest supernatural power that is enough to cause a natural disaster. In this world, the levels of superpowers are divided from strong to weak, S, A, B, C, D, E, F. Before this, let alone S level, even C level, Suemo couldn't even think about it. As long as he can awaken D-level superpowers, he will be satisfied. Once you awaken D-level or above supernatural powers, you can go to top universities to continue your studies. Develop your superpowers with the help of massive resources and the guidance of the strong, and truly join the ranks of the strong. As a result, he was given double S level now. If others knew about this during the test, isn't that a direct win? Secretly shocked, the system's cold mechanical voice said, "Kite at the right time, change according to the rules of the world, and eliminate the side effects." Eliminate side effects. Coming back to his senses, Suemo's eyes widened, and then he was ecstatic. Does that mean that demon fruit power no longer has to be afraid of seawater? Awesome! The system product is indeed perfect. Just as Suemo continued to communicate with the system with his consciousness, a loud voice spread from above the awakening hall. "Dear students, your class teacher should have explained the process of the awakening ceremony in detail. Here, I will simply add a few words. First, relax and don't resist the upcoming ceremony because of nervousness. Second, don't be discouraged even if you cannot awaken your superpowers. You can still continue to take the liberal arts college entrance examination. As long as you work hard, you may become a scientific researcher and continue to contribute to the country." Well, that's all I have to say. I declare that the awakening ceremony officially begins. As Principal Huang Chongguang finished speaking, all the teachers and students, including the family members and media surrounding them, applauded. Nodding with satisfaction, Huang Chongguang then looked at an old man in the awakening hall. The Dean of Studies, Wang Zhou, is in charge of this test. After receiving the signal, Wang Zhou immediately turned on the psychic tester in the center of the hall. As long as you place your hand on the tester, the spiritual energy stored in it will flow into the genes in the human body. Then start activating potential superpowers. If there is a person with special abilities, the tester will light up and give the answer. Without people with special abilities, it would be dull and dark. After turning on the instrument, Wang Zhou looked towards the front row. Students in Class 1, as per convention, you will come up first. Class 1 is the class taught by Wang Zhou. When he thought that his class was the face of number 3 middle school, his old face was filled with pride. But in the next moment, he froze slightly. Because he thought of Suemo, who barely surpassed his classmates in all 3 physical fitness items. What if that student named Suemo really awakens superpowers that are even better than those of the students in his class? Wouldn't it be a complete disgrace to me? Probably not. Excellent physical fitness may help awaken superpowers, but to awaken advanced superpowers, the real focus is on genetic strength. The students in my class are all from awakened families, and many of them have parents who are awakened with D-level superpowers. The kid in Class 2 is probably not the descendant of an awakener, otherwise he wouldn't be an orphan. After comforting himself, Wang Zhou's old face showed pride again. Zhao Hong from Class 1, come on stage. As he finished speaking, a tall boy with a confident look on his face walked up the stairs from Class 1. He placed his hand on the tester for a few seconds, and a light slowly lit up. After a moment, Zhao Hong, E-level ability, body strengthening. Wow! As the tester's sound fell, there was a burst of exclamations from the surroundings. Amazing! A top student is a top student. He is the first to go on stage. He has E-level abilities. Although they are common abilities, they have surpassed 80% of his peers. As long as he works hard, he will definitely have no problem getting into a key university. It seems that the top class of number 3 middle school this year can rival number 2 middle school. This Zhao Hong can rank in the top 10 in the 3 physical fitness tests of Class 1. His parents are both E-level awakeners. This is normal. Guess what level of supernatural power Tang Zihao and Lin Ting, who rank first and second in the class, can awaken. Based on their backgrounds and physical abilities, they are at least E-level. Below, students from other classes cast envious glances at Zhao Hong, and the surrounding media began to talk about it. Zhao Hong enjoyed this scene very much. He turned around and walked down the stairs, his eyes suddenly looking towards where Class 2 was. To be precise, he should have looked at Su Mo, who was standing next to Chen Derong. Mr. Su, there's still some time before your Class 2 test. Aren't you known as an Iron Man? Why don't you take this opportunity to do a few more sets of push UPS to exercise? Maybe you'll awaken an S-level ability soon, ha ha ha. Zhao Hong smiled with a playful tone, and at this moment he looked like a smug villain. Most of the people in the class looked down on Su Mo, and Zhao Hong was one of the most unhappy ones. Being the center of attention at the moment, he naturally couldn't help but mock Su Mo. Haha, that's refreshing. Mo, ignore this idiot. I believe you can awaken a D-level ability. In the second class seat, Chen Derong first glared at Zhao Hong, then patted Su Mo's shoulder to encourage him. Without looking at Zhao Hong, Su Mo looked at Chen Derong and said with a smile, "Don't worry, I won't bother with this thing. Besides, Derong, can't you give your brother more blessings? It's only a D-level ability. You should congratulate me for awakening an S-level ability. When I awaken an S-level ability, I will definitely protect you." Good guy. Chen Derong fell silent. He thought that his brother's mentality would be affected. Who would have thought that not only did he act like nothing happened, he actually started out as a joke. I'm so good, it's an S-level ability. If Su Mo can awaken an S-level superpower, he, Chen, will do the butterfly stroke in the sewage pond to celebrate for his brother. Chapter 3. After Zhao Hong's little episode, the second student in Class 1 quickly took over. Wang Niu, F-level superpower. For top students, F-level abilities are the norm, neither outstanding nor bad. Next, a group of students came up on stage one after another, some were good and some were bad. Most of them have F-level abilities, but the E-level ones are exceptional, with as many as 8 of them. There are 3 more senior students than in the previous class, which is a good improvement. This made Wang Zhou, the head teacher, very happy, and his old face glowed. At this point, there were still 2 students in Class 1 who had not taken the test. Everyone's eyes turned to the 2 students. Tang Zihao and Lin Ting. These 2 are the best of the best students. If it weren't for the sudden rise of Su Mo, a commoner, the 2 of them would definitely be the role model students of number 3 middle school. Of course, most of the people present today and the media and public relations still agree. Even if Su Mo, a civilian, has good physical fitness on weekdays, he still cannot beat these 2 people in today's awakening test. After all, there is no trace of Su Mo's background, and Tang Zihao and Lin Ting are both descendants of D-level awakeners. The former may be able to awaken superpowers 100%, but the upper limit is definitely not as high as the latter. Lin Ting from Class 1, come on stage. As Wang Zhou finished speaking, a graceful girl with a beauty score of at least 80 points walked gracefully onto the stage. Her white chin was held high, her eyes full of pride, making her look like a white swan. Lin Ting, don't be nervous, just put your hand on the tester slowly. Looking at the girl in front of him, Wang Zhou smiled kindly and said, teacher believes that you will be able to awaken a D-level superpower. Don't worry, teacher. I can definitely awaken a D-level ability, but my pursuit is C-level. The girl's face was full of pride. After a sweet giggle, she put her fair little hand into the tester. Wow! A light that was even brighter than Zhao Hong's lit up, attracting the attention of everyone present. This light. It's definitely above E-level, D-level. Or. Looking at this ray of light, everyone present was so nervous that their hearts rose to their throats. Soon. The tester sound comes out. Lin Ting, D-level elemental power, triple whirlwind. As the result came out, the scene fell silent. Pa 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 pa. This was followed by a burst of warm applause. A D-level power. And it's an elemental power of wind. Incredible, much more powerful than her parents' ordinary enhancement powers. There is nothing bad about elemental abilities, and they are D-level, which is definitely stronger than the other D-level abilities. She is indeed the daughter of the 3rd middle school. I remember that the highest level in the 1st middle school was C-level. She was able to awaken a D-level in the 3rd middle school, and it is an elemental one. It is amazing. She has a bright future and will achieve great success in the future. That would be great. It would be great if my son also had D-level abilities, ah. There was a burst of exclamations from the surrounding area. Students from other classes, even the top students in Class 1, all looked at Linting with envy and admiration. Linting used to be their goddess, and now that she has awakened D-level elemental powers, she is even more unattainable. Wang Zhou couldn't hold back any longer, ha 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 ha. Linting, D-level elemental ability, that's pretty good. The teacher taught me well. Linting's face also turned red, and she responded in a delicate voice. Although it is not the C-level that she desires, the D-level elemental type is also one of her pursuits. Happy. I celebrated happily in my heart. The girl walked down the stairs again like a white swan, enjoying the attention of everyone. However, she did not return to her class, but came to class 2. He looked at Suemo sharply, have you thought about it? For a while. All the students looked at Suemo with envy and complicated expressions. And Suemo looked at Linting coldly, I refuse. This year, he has been in great shape and has a handsome appearance. The arrogant Linting asked herself to be her servant on the condition that she could enjoy excellent resources. He must listen to Linting's words at all times, just like a dog-like servant. This woman's purpose was very simple, she wanted to humiliate Suemo and reduce her own unwillingness. Suemo naturally couldn't agree to such an unreasonable request, and even wanted to laugh. Chen Derong angrily retorted, Lin, stop imagining this. My brother is the man you will never get. You. The girl's pretty face suddenly turned cold, but due to Chen Derong's identity, she could only endure it. Taking a deep breath, she regained her confident smile and stared at Suemo with her beautiful eyes, I look forward to your test. After saying this, she walked back to class as gracefully as a white swan. Tisk, hypocritical woman. Chen Derong pouted and patted Suemo's shoulder, there are many cousins in my family, and their personalities are 10,000 times better than hers, don't worry. Suemo. Wang Zhou also saw this scene, but didn't say anything. Instead, he continued to look kindly at Tang Zihao, the best student in his class. Tang Zihao from Class 1, come on stage. Tang Zihao is a tall and cool-looking boy, which makes many girls look infatuated with him. He walked up to the stage silently and put his hand into the tester. The eyes of everyone at the scene moved along with his movements. After all, the descendants of the big groups in Tianhai City definitely receive the most attention among the 3 middle schools. Buzz. The light was actually much stronger than Linting's. Tang Zihao, C-level beast enhancement ability, magic tiger beast transformation. As the sound of the tester came out, the noise at the scene immediately boiled over. What the hell? C-rank. I remember their strongest beast transformation ability wasn't D-rank werewolf transformation. No, your information is inaccurate. According to records, the Tang group had an elder who transformed into a C-level demon tiger 200 years ago. Could it be that this is inherited from the previous generation? Holy shit! I can still encounter this kind of chance, C-level. This is comparable to the first or second grade, right? Envious. Demon Tiger Beast Transformation. I really awakened this ability. Tang Zihao clenched his fists, and his handsome face, which had been calm from beginning to end, finally showed excitement and excitement. C grade. This year we also have a C grade in number 3 middle school. Ha 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 ha. Wang Zhou laughed triumphantly and looked at Tang Zihao with satisfaction, you are worthy of being my student. Zihao, you have a bright future. Thank you, teacher. Tang Zihao calmed down a little, suppressed his excitement and walked off the stage neither arrogantly nor humbly. Around them, major media and public relations were still discussing Tang Zihao with great interest. Young Master Tang should be the strongest senior student in number 3 middle school this year, right? I never expected that he is actually in the C grade. Wait, he's not necessarily the strongest yet, isn't there Suemo? His 3 physical abilities are all higher than Tang Zihao's. Him? I think it's difficult. He hasn't even taken some basic drugs to enhance genes. He has only trained 3 physical fitness items. Maybe he can awaken his superpowers, but he can only be F level at most. He is lucky to be E level. Alas, this is the helplessness of ordinary people. If he had taken some genetic drugs in advance, I can guarantee that he would have at least E level superpowers, maybe even D level. All major media and public relations were discussing the matter, and when it came to Suemo, the special existence of number 3 middle school, the topic was unanimously pessimistic. After all, there have been too many such examples in this era. The civilians rose up like a comet, but finally fell on the Hall of Awakening. Class 2, get ready, it's your turn. In the Awakening Hall, Gojo, who was in a good mood, did not regain his stern look at this moment. Instead, he continued to announce the list in a friendly manner. Suemo from Class 2, come on stage. After these words were spoken, the place fell silent. All the audience, including media and students, focused their attention on Class 2. It can be said that Suemo's reputation was well known in the propaganda slogan of the awakening ceremony of No. 3 Middle School a while ago. Common people regard him as a role model, while awakened families and even powerful people sneer at him. What the result will be, let's find out now. I'm the first one? That's fine. Standing up slowly, Suemo's eyes flashed with a sharp light, and then he walked onto the stage calmly. Chapter 4. Amo, you can definitely do it. It's just C rank, it's nothing for you. Chen Derong's encouraging voice came from behind, but some students shook their heads when they heard it. Suemo C class? How is this possible? If C-level awakening was so easy, their Tianhai city would not have been unable to produce a B-level mutant for hundreds of years. The students in Class 1 sneered. In their opinion, Suemo could awaken an F-level superpower just like them, an ordinary top student. This is the result of the merits accumulated by our ancestors for 8 generations. Even some civilian students looked at Suemo's back, and even if they didn't slander him, they were still very pessimistic. Of course, they still hope that Suemo can at least awaken an E-level superpower. In this way, the media and public relations who look down on them, the ordinary students, should also change their views a little. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Suemo slowly walked to the awakening tester. At the same time, he communicated with the system in his mind. System, can you help me hide the ability of Conqueror's Haki? S-level is the strongest power in this world. In a small urban area like Tianhai City, the highest level of supernatural power has only been produced since the extraordinary era. If 2 SS-level beings were to awaken in a moment, the sensation that would be caused would be no less than a magnitude 100 earthquake. I'm afraid the federal government, major financial groups, and those well-informed mysterious organizations will all be targeting me. And this is just the human side. If some highly intelligent humanoid monsters knew about this, the consequences would be disastrous. As alien creatures that have oppressed humans for thousands of years, they will never allow such evil people to appear in the human world. I'm afraid that once the news of the double S level comes out, they will sneak into the human community at all costs and wipe out Suemo in the cradle. This is the record that Suemo saw in historical documents. Although there is another possibility, which is to get the safest protection for all mankind, it is only a possibility. He dare not joke with his life due to uncertainties. It is better to be cautious and just show an S-level shock fruit first. An S-class is just right. It can shock the Federation, attract attention and protection, and find a way out for itself. It can also get stuck at the critical point of the abyss monsters so that they don't immediately want to kill themselves at all costs. After all, although S-level superpowers are legendary powers, the awakening ceremony every year involves hundreds of billions or even more people in the human race. There will still be a few S-level ones appearing, so the monster's attitude won't be so resolute. Kill them if you meet them, and don't care too much if you don't meet them. Because within the territories of each god-tier monster, there are also some terrifying beings with powers that are not inferior to those of S-level humans. It can be hidden. The system's cold voice came. Hearing this, Suemo breathed a sigh of relief, and the worries in his heart dissipated. Seeing this, Gojo thought that Suemo was too nervous, so he reminded her, Suemo, you are the most outstanding student from an ordinary family in recent years. You can be prouder. Even if your awakening result is not as good as Zihao and others, it should not be bad. You can relax a little. The Dean of Studies found that 2 of his students awakened D-level elemental and C-level beast abilities respectively. He is obviously more open-minded. I guess he thinks no one can compare to his own students, right? Otherwise, with his usual attitude of ignoring students from other classes, it would be impossible for him to say a few more words to Suemo. Thank you, Director. I'm fine. After saying thank you with a strange expression, Suemo placed his hand directly on the tester. From now on, he would let those who looked down on him know. His 18 years of hard work have not been in vain. He is not only the best student in physical fitness in No. 3 Middle School, but he will also be famous in Tianhai City and even in the whole human race. The best talent. Buzz. A vast ray of light shot up into the sky. In just a moment, he surpassed Tang Zihou's strength. What the hell? This light! It's definitely brighter than Tang Zihou's. Hey, hey, hey! Could this be beyond C rank? Last year, I went to high schools in other top cities to watch their awakening ceremonies. To be honest, even for B-level elemental abilities, the brightness is only this bright at best. Could Suemo be about to awaken a B-level ability? Oh my god! Is this civilian student going to create a miracle? Looking at the light that burst out at that moment, all the onlookers and all the teachers and students were stunned. He stared blankly at the slender figure in the awakening hall. Grade B. Although there are also quite a few in top big cities. But in Tianhai City, it is already considered a legendary superpower. Tianhai City, which has not produced a B-level psychic for hundreds of years, is it possible that one will be born today? Everyone held their breath and stared at the tester intently. But at this moment, buzz buzz buzz. The light that everyone thought was about to announce a B-level rating actually emitted a buzzing sound again. The dazzling white light suddenly surged again. Directly broke through the hall of the awakening hall. 100 meters. Thousands of meters. 10,000 meters. Until it breaks through the sky. This strange sight frightened all the people in Tianhai City, and they all looked up at the sky in shock. Look at the vast white beam of light. Oh my god! What is this? Could it be that monsters have invaded our human community? Wait, that's the direction of number 3 middle school, and this white light seems to be the strength of the supernatural power during the awakening test. Are you trying to say that this endless light was created by the awakening test? Are you kidding me? In front of the awakening hall of number 3 middle school, including the principal Huang Chongguang, everyone stared with wide eyes and open mouths, staring stupidly at the pillar of light that reached the sky. Until the sound of the tester came. Suemo from Class 2, S-level special ability, effect unknown, quiet. As the light gradually faded, the scene became so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Huang Chongguang had already stood up from his chair, looking confused. S grade. Did he hear it right? My number 3 high school actually awakened an S level. Bang! This powerful 1-star gold awakener slapped himself in the face as if he were dreaming. The pain came, the young man in front of him was still standing on the awakening hall, and the tester still showed the S level record. Really, it's really S grade. My number 3 middle school actually produced an S grade. Ha 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 ha. Huang Chongguang's loud laughter spread, and everyone at the scene came back to their senses. Then they all looked at the large golden words on the tester with disbelief. S-level special ability. Hiss. There were sounds of gasps for air. Suemo awakened an S-level ability. And it is a special type of ability that is more mysterious than the elemental type. What a monster! At this moment, this was the only evaluation of the slender figure in everyone's mind. Only those who have awakened S-level superpowers are worthy of this title. He. S rank. In the first class, Tang Zihou's handsome face was filled with shock and disbelief. He simply couldn't accept such a huge gap. His brows were tightly furrowed, and his heart was filled with despair, just like the unwillingness and despair he had felt during the previous physical test. Lin Ting's pretty face had already turned pale, her body was shaking, and her teeth were chattering. On the contrary, Chen Derong was so excited that he jumped up from his chair. He danced like a monkey, completely forgetting his previous flag of butterfly stroke in the manure pond. Chapter 5. S level, am I dazzled? No. You are not seeing things, and the tester is not wrong. It is really S level. With such qualifications, the 5 top universities must have received the news. Maybe they will soon rush to Tianhai City to scramble for the person. I am so envious. I never thought that an S-level boss would appear in our Tianhai City. I will die with no regrets if I can see the birth of an S-level boss in my lifetime. He actually created a miracle. This cannot be said to be unprecedented in Tianhai City, but it is definitely unprecedented. On the observation deck, many media and public relations personnel from Tianhai City had completely changed their expressions at this moment, and their mouths were full of praise. Compared with the previous attitude of looking down on Suemo, the change is like heaven and earth. All I can say is, it's so damn real. Boom 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 boom. The principal was sitting on the stage, Huang Chongguang's face flushed and his heart pounding. He jumped a few times and came to Suemo's side. With a gleam in his eyes, he looked at the young man in front of him and grinned again, ha ha ha, young and promising. Headmaster. Suemo felt a little frightened by the burning gaze, but still nodded politely. In number 3 middle school, Huang Chongguang is one of the people he respects the most. Even though some teachers looked down on him as a commoner, Huang Chongguang would never do that. He even opened various valuable exercise equipment to civilian students. He was fair and just, and was a rare good principal. Moreover, Huang Chongguang is also a 1-star gold awakener. P.S. The levels of awakeners in this world are Black Iron, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Extraordinary, and King. Each level is divided into 1 to 9 stars. These people are considered to be the top group of people in Tianhai City. So it is not only a respect for Huang Chongguang's character, but also a respect for the strong. Even if Suemo has awakened an S-level supernatural power, he still needs to observe proper etiquette. Student Suemo, can you let me see what your special ability is like? At this moment, Huang Chongguang's eyes were full of excitement and curiosity. S-level special type unknown superpower. It would be a great honor for him to be one of the first witnesses of this supernatural power. Can. Suemo chuckled and nodded. To be honest, he was also extremely curious as he felt the extremely mysterious demonic power in his body. After taking a deep breath, Suemo immediately clenched his fists. Then you will see it. Buzz. Along with a buzzing sound, a white halo emerged and enveloped his fist. Huang Chongguang held his breath and watched excitedly from the side. The audience around, including all the teachers and students, also fell silent, looking at the halo in Suemo's hand, secretly amazed. Bang! Without further hesitation, Suemo blasted out into the void ahead. Snap! An eerie sound like glass breaking spread out. Then, as everyone watched in horror, thin cracks spread from Suemo's fist. In an instant, cracks filled the void in front with a diameter of 5 meters, as if the space was shattered, which was extremely terrifying. What the hell? What kind of superpower is this? Shattering the void with one punch. Using the power of the flesh to shatter the void? Even a supernatural being like this might not be able to do it, right? No. The space is not broken, but what are those cracks? Weird. Too weird. Specials are specials. Just looking at it makes my scalp tingle. What would happen if I were hit by that punch? Since the observation deck is quite far away, most people can only see the vision in front of Suemo. But even so, such a shocking visual effect made everyone's heart pound and they screamed in fear. This is... Huang Chongguang and Wang Zhou, who were closest to Suemo, suddenly looked discolored. After feeling the terrifying destructive power, the two of them subconsciously took a few steps back. It even created a layer of psychic energy shield on its body surface that could only be condensed by a golden awakener. However, the strange power did not affect the two of them. As Suemo retracted his fist, the void in front returned to calm. Is this Whitebeard's demonic power? He caused an air tremor, but there was no backlash. The system is really amazing. Originally, he was ready for backlash. But until he withdrew his fist, he didn't feel any discomfort at all. There is no doubt that this is definitely the credit of the system. Eliminate all side effects, all I can say is. So cool. Student Suemo, could it be that your ability is to generate vibration force? Huang Chongguang removed the psychic shield and asked with a somewhat embarrassed look on his face. Just now he and Wang Zhou, the two strongest people in number 3 middle school. I was actually frightened by a student who had just awakened superpowers. And all the teachers, students, and media are watching. It's really embarrassing. But this can't be blamed on them, because the power Suemo just displayed was too terrifying. Huang Chongguang dared to guarantee that if the punch just now hit a solid entity below the gold awakeners, the silver awakeners will surely suffer heavy losses if they don't make preparations. The black iron awakener died instantly. That's right, no matter you are prepared or not, whether you have 9 stars or not, you will die instantly. This power is definitely much more terrifying than elemental power, and even the destructive power of lightning-related abilities is probably difficult to match. S-level special abilities are indeed so terrifying. That's about right. Facing Huang Chongguang's question, Suemo chuckled. I call this ability the Devil's Shock Power. Shock Fruit, the Devil's Shock Force. It would be reasonable to call it Demonic Shock Force, right? In this world, everyone's superpowers must be registered, so naming them in advance can save a lot of trouble. S-level special ability, Demonic Shock Force. Huang Kongguang's eyes lit up, and he grabbed Su Mo's hand and said excitedly, Student Su Mo, I have just notified the people from the 5 top universities. Tomorrow, their specially recruited teachers for this year will come to our number 3 middle school. By then, you will enjoy the most top-level admission treatment and enter the most complete and perfect university for human education to practice. Thank you very much, Principal. Su Mo smiled at Kide. Really? As long as he shows talent, someone will arrange his future career path for him. 5 top universities. Meido University, Taikyo University, Woolen University, Jiangnan University, and Zhongzhou University. These 5 institutions were the world's top universities before the Extraordinary Era. Today, after the baptism of the Extraordinary Era, it has become a holy place of education for mankind. For each category of superpowers, there are powerful analysis and explanations to help students master their superpowers faster and become stronger. Before obtaining the system, Su Mo dreamed of entering these 5 universities. Just like countless candidates in previous lives wanted to get into Peking University and Tsinghua University. Now, after obtaining S-level supernatural powers, these 5 universities have come to recruit me personally. Ha, it feels so good even in dreams. It's so FG real. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is what I should do. Come on, sit up there. As the first student in our number 3 middle school to awaken an S-level supernatural power, the number 3 middle school is proud of you. At the same time, your reward will not be small. I, the principal, will personally distribute it to you. After a while, Su Mo was invited by Huang Chongguang to sit on the principal's platform. Judging from the look on his face, people who didn't know much would think that Su Mo was the principal of number 3 middle school. Surrounded by Huang Chongguang, Su Mo suddenly turned his head to look at the position of class 2 and smiled sincerely, Derong, come on. Ha ha ha, brother, wait for me. On the other side, Lin Ting, Tang Zihao and Zhao Hong saw this scene, their faces turned pale, and their eyes were full of bitterness and despair. Were the 3 of them ignored by Su Mo? That's right, Su Mo probably never considered himself and others as opponents from the beginning to the end, right? Now that they have awakened their S-level superpowers, their identities have been reversed and they are no longer from the same world. This feeling and gap is very painful. Especially Lin Ting, she wished she could find a hole to crawl into right now. Let an S-level psychic be your servant? I'm afraid her entire family is not even worthy of carrying Su Mo's shoes. Chapter 6. In the Awakening Hall, the test started again and the students from Class 2 continued to go on stage. But for the audience and media who have experienced the S-level impact, it has become a bit boring. Unless another S-level superpower appears, but this is obviously unlikely. The principal sat on the stage. Student Su Mo, after careful consideration, I will give you a scholarship of 1 million on behalf of the school. Huang Chongguang only had Su Mo in his eyes at this moment. After he finished speaking, he continued with a smile, at the same time, you will become an honorary tutor of our number 3 middle school. Honorary mentor. Su Mo was slightly stunned. 1 million is already a very high reward, but I didn't expect that I could also receive the title of honorary mentor. You know, the honorary tutor has the same status as the principal, and to some extent, is even more important than the principal. Because he is a role model of the school and the face of the school. Moreover, he does not have to take charge of too many chores within the school and yet he enjoys all the management rights of the school. It's worth much more than that million. In fact, this title is dispensable to Su Mo. After all, he will leave Tianhai City sooner or later. But Huang Chongguang was already so polite and enthusiastic. It was just a nominal position, so he might as well accept it. It can also be regarded as Su Mo's concern for his alma mater. Huang Chongguang was so excited when he saw Su Mo agreed to become the honorary tutor of number 3 middle school. Immediately, he secretly took out a metal box from behind his back. Although these things are not very valuable, they should be very useful for those who are initially awakening their superpowers. Because the platform where the principal was sitting was protected by a guardrail, people outside did not see this small movement. After taking a deep look at Huang Chongguang, Su Mo took the metal box. He could naturally see that the principal was trying to be nice to him. Su Mo didn't mind this. After all, at this stage, he really needed some initial things to become stronger faster. Besides, Huang Chongguang is a nice person. As the first person to invest in me, what's wrong with accepting him? Huang Chongguang breathed a sigh of relief when he saw Suemo accept it. S-level special ability. Admission to the top 5 universities is a sure thing. By the time I graduate successfully, I will at least be a diamond-level expert. If the battle outside goes smoothly, it will be thanks to the S-level talent. It is not impossible to become an extraordinary awakener or even a powerful king. What is stored in the box is actually Huang Chongguang's half-life savings, but this price is nothing compared to currying favor with a future big boss. What does it matter? If you don't curry favor with others now, do you want to wait until they become kings and powerful people before you curry favor with them? You're dreaming. Besides, he didn't need much help from Suemo, as long as the latter could achieve something in the future. Just click on his name, Huang Chongguang. Thinking of this, Huang Chongguang couldn't stop smiling. Student Suemo, you must be tired. Do you want me to take you back to rest? I'll notify you when the people from the 5 universities arrive. It's okay. You can go back after watching the awakening ceremony. Suemo also had a big smile on his face. He was naturally happy to receive 1 million in a box that obviously contained the goods. After chatting with Huang Chongguang for a few more words, he turned his attention to observing the system. Host, Suemo Cultivation, Black Iron Realm First Star Superpower, Shock Force, S+, Conqueror's Haki, S, Martial Arts, None Energy Points 11 Character Template, Edward Newgate. Click on the template list to learn more about the character and unlock level. In terms of cultivation, he has gone from nothing to Black Iron 1 star. There are wisps of spiritual energy flowing in the body, which is the symbol of becoming an awakened person. Suemo also asked the system a question just now. For example, is the psychic system of this world linked to the shock fruit? Host, when the shock fruit is transformed into superpowers, psychic energy is already one of the energies that activates the power of the devil. Together with physical energy, it activates the power of the shock fruit. That's why your strength is many times greater than that of your peers. After getting the system's answer, what else could Suemo say? I can only say that this system is awesome. Sighing secretly, Suemo clicked on the character template again and looked at it in detail. Character template, Edward Newgate. The power of shock, unlocked 5%. Conqueror's Haki, unlocked 5%. Armament Haki, basic, unlocked 10%. Observation Haki, basic, unlocked 10%. Physical skills, unlocked 10%. Guandayashu, unlocked 10%. Note, in addition to constant training, you can also speed up the unlocking process by killing monsters to obtain energy points, or you can unlock by completing randomly assigned tasks to gain unlocking experience points. When Suemo saw the note at the end, his heart blossomed with joy. I thought I had to unlock it step by step through my own efforts, but I didn't expect there was a shortcut. This is good. We will definitely need to extract character templates in the future. If we want to unlock them slowly, then as character templates come out one by one, it would be difficult to take care of them all, right? But once you have this benefit, things will be different. As long as he has enough energy points, he can unlock all the mission templates 100% perfectly. As for the energy points, that's not easy. Apart from the psychic stones, isn't it just about killing monsters? What is the most abundant thing in this world? Besides monsters, there are more monsters. Suemo has no worries about having no energy points. Nodding with satisfaction, Suemo regained his composure and looked down at the awakening hall below. But when I saw this, I was stunned. Because at this time, the awakening test stopped again. And why is the scene in front of me so strange? The positions of the 6 central classes have been cleared. In an open space, 2 students were facing each other, and they were actually fighting. One of them is his good brother, Chen Derong. Suemo was confused. After Chen Derong finished the test, he no longer paid much attention to the situation below. When he fully devotes himself to the system, it is equivalent to closing his eyes and resting. He really has no idea what is going on now. Huang Chongguang, who was standing aside, had long disappeared and was actually watching the battle from below. After stepping down from the principal's desk, Suemo quietly came to Huang Chongguang's side and asked in confusion, "Principal, what's going on?" "Student Suemo, you finally came to your senses." Huang Chongguang's face was very dark at the moment, but after seeing Suemo, he breathed a sigh of relief as if he had seen a life-saving straw. Through the brief narration of the old principal, Suemo only found out that during the time he was communicating with the system, people from number 1 and number 2 middle schools actually came to number 3 middle school because they came for the news that he had awakened S-level supernatural powers. First of all, they were sarcastic and everyone was like a sour grape, asking Suemo to come out and show off. But Huang Chongguang naturally refused. It was just a small number 12 middle school, so it was okay for him to be arrogant and complacent. Now they even dare to ask him, the honorary mentor of number 3 middle school, to perform? Let's eat shit. So of course a verbal dispute was inevitable. See, Chen Derong couldn't bear to see his brother being treated strangely, and he had just awakened his C-level supernatural power. Directly request a live PK. Help Suemo defeat those so-called 1 or 2 level geniuses. After understanding the situation, Suemo showed a strange smile. His good brother was getting too arrogant. But after all, I'm venting my anger for myself, so I'll just take a look. If you really can't bear it, you still have Suemo, so don't panic. Number 12 Middle School? 2 high schools in Tianhai City that are aloof from the world? A C-level elemental genius with supernatural powers? It's all garbage. If you dare not give face to my brother, young Master Chen, you will all get off my feet. Chapter 7. In the open field, Chen Derong looked at the arrogant young man opposite him with extreme displeasure. Damn it! With just a C-level ability, just like himself, he actually dared to mock his brother. These bastards from the second middle school are truly lawless. Cursing silently, thick layers of metallic texture began to appear on the surface of Chen Derong's body. C-level enhanced supernatural power, metallization. This is the supernatural power he just awakened in the awakening hall. It can be said that he performed exceptionally well, even better than his parents. This ability can turn Chen Derong's body into metal, instantly doubling his defense, and his strength will also increase along with his defense. But relatively speaking, the speed will decrease. Unless one has complete control over the supernatural powers, this sole shortcoming is difficult to make up for. In fact, this is not only the shortcoming of Chen Derong's metallization, but also the shortcoming of all physical enhancement-related superpowers. There is gain and loss, it is the law of conservation, there is nothing we can do about it. Of course, this kind of ability can be quite powerful if the timing is well controlled. As long as it can hit the enemy, the effect will be outstanding. I didn't expect you also have C-level abilities. No wonder you dare to speak for Suemo. Across from him, the young man smiled with a face that deserved a beating, but it's a pity that you met me. With the same C-level ability, you are destined to be suppressed by me. After saying that, the boy rushed out directly. His speed was so fast that he could run 100 meters in 5 seconds. The boy's name is Zhou Qi, and he is one of the geniuses in number 2 middle school who has awakened C-level supernatural powers. The awakened supernatural power is also a C-level enhancement type, but it is an enhancement in speed, which is indeed very restraining to Chen Derong. In an instant, Zhou Qi was already close to Chen Derong, and Chen Derong snorted coldly and punched out. Bang! The fist wind whistled and the energy flew across the sky. If you can't hit, what's the use of having strength? Unexpectedly, Zhou Qi just sneered, twisted his body while running, dodged Chen Derong's powerful punch, and then used his scarce spiritual energy to hit the latter's waist with his right leg. Bang! Chen Derong was hit hard by the leg whip and felt pain. He lost his balance and flew sideways. But fortunately, the metal had barely wrapped around his body, and he only felt pain, but his ribs were not broken. Call. After regaining his balance, Chen Derong took a deep breath and his eyes gradually became sharper. He spread his legs and took a horse stance. During the physical training class, the teacher said that when facing an enemy who is faster than you must keep your lower body stable. Don't let the opponent take away your offensive, keep calm and look for opportunities. At this moment, he must calm down and pay attention to the opponent's attack trajectory. However, this is the truth. When facing his first superpower battle, he still couldn't fully put it into practice. Look, Zhou Qi got close to him again. After 2 consecutive punches and a sweeping kick missed, he was hit in the chest by the opponent. Ahem. The intense pain caused Chen Derong to cough lightly. After the successful attack, Zhou Qi suddenly stopped, crossed his arms over his chest and said jokingly, "Big guy, is this all you have at number 3 middle school? It seems that he doesn't take Chen Derong seriously at all. Haha. Is this the level of number 3 middle school? It's useless, so useless. I'm afraid Senior Joe doesn't even need to do anything, I can beat this big guy, ha 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 ha. On the sidelines, all the middle school students who came with the group whistled and cheered. This made the teachers at number 3 middle school look a little ugly, and the students clenched their fists. Beside Huang Chongguang, Suemo had narrowed his eyes, with a dangerous aura swirling between his eyes. Not good. Seeing this, Huang Chongguang reminded, Student Suemo, there are so many media watching here, we can't kill anyone. If we do something, just teach them a lesson. Suemo, don't worry, no one will die, at most they will be half disabled. Huang Chongguang remained silent and could only look at the young man named Zhou Qi with sympathy. At this time in the center of the field, Chen Derong's face was full of unconvinced. He had gone from being unable to defend himself at the beginning to being able to barely predict Zhou Qi attack. But even so, it was just passive defense. When they couldn't react in time, they could only take the beating. If it weren't for the metallization, he would have been seriously injured on the spot. But by now, his spiritual energy has almost been exhausted. Once the metallization can no longer be maintained, he will be knocked down in one blow. Of course, Zhou Qi on the opposite side was not having an easy time either. Cold sweat began to appear on his forehead, a sign of excessive consumption of spiritual energy. However, compared to Chen Derong, he obviously still has some energy left. Let us go, let us go. At this time, Suemo squeezed through the crowd and came to the sidelines under the exclamations of countless people. He walked slowly towards Chen Derong. Thank you for your hard work, Derong. Chen Derong's face flushed red. I can still fight. I have figured out that guy's tricks. I can definitely defeat him with one blow, hateful. I was planning to stand up for my brother, but ended up being played like a monkey by others. It's so damn embarrassing. Patting Chen Derong on the shoulder, Suemo said speechlessly, you are still trying to be brave even though you are in this state? Go down and have a rest. They came here for me, didn't they? Okay. I'll leave it to you, the protagonist. Let them see how powerful Master Su is. Hearing this, Chen Derong had no choice but to remove the metallization. After grinning, he walked to the sidelines with difficulty. Turning around, Suemo's smile disappeared and he looked at Zhou Qi. Do you like to play tricks on people? Ah! Zhou Qi, who was looking at Suemo curiously, didn't react when he heard this. Let me ask you, do you like to play tricks on people? This time, Zhou Qi understood and raised his lips slightly, that big guy is useless and can't touch me, so... Buzz. Before he could finish his words, an overwhelming force suddenly pressed down on him. His knees were forced to the ground, making crackling sounds. Suemo performed Conqueror's Haki while walking towards Zhou Qi with an expressionless face. Even though only 5% of the Conquerors have been unlocked, you have to know that this is the Conquerors of the strongest man in the pirates' world. If he hadn't shown mercy, Zhou Qi would not have just kneeled down, but would have fainted directly. But that would be too boring. Walking closer, Suemo looked down and put one foot on Zhou Qi's chest. How does it taste? You, what did you do? Feeling his body unable to move and the heavy pressure on his chest, Zhou Qi's face was filled with horror. And all the onlookers around were confused and horrified. Why did Zhou Qi suddenly kneel down for no reason? Is it because his spiritual energy is exhausted and he can't move? Everyone was puzzled, but those awakened ones in the Golden Realm like Huang Chongguang were struck by lightning. Staring at Suemo blankly. Suppressive momentum. How is this possible? A student who has just awakened his superpowers and has yet to fight a life and death battle. He hadn't even fought a bloody battle with the overwhelming monsters, but he could have such momentum. Shouldn't this be the invincible aura that only a strong man who has won every battle possesses? For a moment, Huang Chongguang and others were unable to calm down and were puzzled. Chapter 8. Suemo didn't care about the reaction of the onlookers at this moment. He looked down at Zhou Qi with disgust. A loser like you is still teasing others? Haha. He sneered and exerted force on his feet. With a click, Zhou Qi felt a bone breaking in his chest. Screams came out from the young man's mouth, which was very miserable. The director of number 2 middle school, who led the team, turned pale in an instant. However, before he could make a move to stop him, Suemo kicked him out. Get lost. Bang! Jochi, like a dead dog, flew backwards back to number 12 middle school. Suemo retracted his left foot and looked at the people from number 1 and number 2 middle school with a sharp gaze. If anyone still disagrees, stand up. The sharp gaze and ruthless means made everyone in number 1 and number 2 middle school stunned for a moment, and they didn't dare to meet Suemo's gaze. They are scared. Even the students and teachers of number 3 middle school were shocked when they saw Suemo, who was a bit ruthless at this time. On weekdays, Suemo gives people the image of an inspirational young man who practices hard. But now, it gave people a ferocious feeling, like a sharp knife just out of its sheath, cold and somewhat strange. Looking at the first and second middle schools that were motionless, Suemo shook his head. No one? If no one is there, then get lost. As soon as these words were spoken, all the students of number 3 middle school at the scene started to make a noise. Ha ha ha, Brother Mo is so awesome. Geniuses from number 1 and number 2 middle schools, if you can't do it, just get out of here and stop embarrassing yourself here. Weren't you very arrogant just now? Blow the whistle. Come on, brothers. Let's have a 9-whistle blast. Haha. I'll go first. I may not be strong, but when it comes to whistling, I'm definitely number 1. That's it. That's it. That's all for number 1 and number 2 middle school. As the students from number 3 middle school started to make a fuss, the faces of everyone in number 1 and number 2 middle schools turned grim. Things change. You used to mock others, but now you are being slapped in the face by others. This feeling is as uncomfortable as eating shit. A handsome young man standing in the front row couldn't help it. He looked at his dean with cold eyes. Director, I want to go up and give it a try. Our number 1 middle school awakened a few days earlier than them. Yesterday, I was promoted to the level of Black Iron 2-star through the spiritual energy liquid. Coupled with my C-level elemental ability, even if he is S-level, it is not impossible to defeat him. This young man is none other than the most gifted student in number 1 middle school this year, Lu Chen, who has awakened the C-level elemental fire. If Suemo hadn't suddenly appeared, he would not only be the most talented person in the middle school. Even in Tianhai City, which has not produced any B-level people for hundreds of years, there are still some of the top people. But it was precisely because of Suemo that he came here today with an unwilling feeling, wanting to prove something. Then be careful. The director of number 1 middle school is also an awakened person in the Golden Realm, and he was also shocked by Suemo's conquerors just now. But considering the reputation of number 1 middle school, he had no choice but to let Lu Chen give it a try. Maybe. Can Lu Chen defeat his opponent by relying on his realm advantage? This is not only the director's lucky idea, but also the idea of all the students in number 1 middle school. After getting permission from his director, Lu Chen walked out slowly and said coldly, Number 1 middle school Lu. Before he finished speaking, Suemo interrupted him, no need to talk nonsense. You. Veins popped out on his forehead, and Lu Chen was so angry that his breathing became a little disordered. Isn't Suemo's look like the way he usually looks when he ignores everyone in number 1 middle school? Hateful. Fierce fire. With an angry roar, a blazing flame quickly condensed in Lu Chen's hand. In the next moment, he rushed towards Suemo with a long tail flame in his hand. When the two were less than 20 meters apart, Lu Chen waved his hand. Then I saw a ball of fire that was 1 meter wide and had a long tail flame coming towards Suemo. The speed is even faster than Jochi. The flames were so scorching hot that the air was slightly distorted wherever they passed. In the blink of an eye, he was already in front of Suemo. However, this was a fatal attack that everyone thought was inevitable, in Suemo's opinion. Too slow. I saw him curl up the corners of his mouth and turn his head slightly, and the ball of fire missed the target. After flying 3 to 5 meters behind him, it dissipated on the spot. How is this possible? Lu Chen widened his eyes. Can you avoid this? On the sidelines, Huang Chongguang was even more stunned. Did he predict and dodge it in advance? What kind of exaggerated combat awareness and reaction ability does this require? Even if he had come to that attack just now, the most he could have done was to use his psychic shield to resist it. If you want to play extreme challenge, you may end up with flames on your face. All the onlookers around looked as if they had seen a ghost and stared at Suemo blankly. In their perception, elemental attacks are the most difficult to dodge. But today, Suemo has somewhat overturned their perceptions, as they have the same cultivation level, or even lower than their opponent. He actually dodged such a dangerous elemental attack. Awesome! Ordinary people naturally cannot dodge it, but for Suemo who has observation haki, it is easy. After dodging Lu Chen's attack, he rushed out directly. Armament haki, hardening. The right leg hidden under the trousers and shoes instantly turned purple-black, and its strength increased dramatically. A distance of 10 meters, with the help of strength, doesn't even take a second. The two of them quickly got close to each other. Suemo raised his right leg high, and the kick was fast and fierce, hitting Lu Chen's chest directly as he was unable to dodge. Snap! Another sound of broken bones was heard, and the talented young man from number 1 middle school rolled his eyes and vomited blood. It flew backwards at a speed of about 10 meters per second. Bang! Rub, rub, rub. Even though the director of number 1 middle school caught him in an emergency, he was still pushed back 3 or 4 meters by the force. Taking back his right foot, Suemo said calmly again, "Go away. We are not as good as number 3 middle school." The director of number 1 middle school had a very dark expression on his face. After making this statement as a bet, he turned around and left with Lu Chen in his arms. Our number 2 middle school is not as good as number 3 middle school. After saying that, the leader of number 2 middle school also blushed and followed number 1 middle school dejectedly. The most powerful Lu Chen was beaten unconscious. He didn't leave and wanted to stay and embarrass himself? Pa 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 pa, wonderful. A round of applause also rang out at this time. The 3 middle school students who were about to celebrate and cheer were stunned and looked in the direction where the applause came from. I don't know when. In a corner of the audience, 8 distinguished figures slowly approached. At this moment, the 8 figures all looked at Suemo together, and the eyes of the 5 leading figures were filled with ecstasy. The other 3 figures following behind him had curiosity and fighting spirit in their eyes. Huang Chongguang also turned his head and looked at this group of people, and when he saw them, his eyes suddenly widened. He quickly ran forward, took Suemo's hand, came in front of the 8 figures, and respectfully introduced them to the latter. Student Suemo, these are specially recruited teachers from the 5 top universities. Chapter 9. Hello, teachers. Suemo also reacted quickly. After restraining his own edge, he nodded politely to the 5 figures in front of him who were obviously of higher status. In his perception, the aura of these 5 figures was profound and majestic. They should be the specially recruited teachers of the 5 top universities. It is very likely that he is an awakened person in the diamond realm. Neither humble nor arrogant, high profile when necessary and restrained when necessary, very good. The beautiful lady in the lead looked at Suemo with satisfaction, covered her mouth and smiled. He is my Magic City University. Beside him, an old man with white beard and hair frowned slightly. Young girl, there is no point in engaging in a war of words now. Everything depends on the choice of this young man. After saying that, the old man looked at Huang Chongguang and said, Principal Huang, please arrange a place for us. Everyone please follow me. Huang Chongguang bowed respectfully to Kide, then quickly led the way, but he was extremely panicked inside. He really didn't expect it. These 5 universities arrived so quickly, as it was only nearly 2 hours since Suemo awakened his S-level supernatural powers. How did these specially recruited teachers travel such a distance in 2 hours and arrive in Tianhai City at the same time? Certainly. If Huang Chongguang knew that the 5 major universities were so eager for S-level that they would use any means necessary, he wouldn't be so shocked. It is well known that the 5 top universities each have several S-level students in their annual enrollment. But you have to know that these are the results screened by all mankind. Moreover, each top university has nearly 10,000 students from freshman to senior year, and there are only dozens of S-level students in total. This is the accumulation of several decades. What does this indicate? This is enough to show that S-level resources are still rare from the extraordinary era to the present day. It can be encountered by chance but not sought after. Faced with such a precious genius, the 5 major universities are willing to pay any price. So what does a little distance matter? In the principal's office. Through conversations on the road. Suemo also had a brief understanding of the 8 people. Zhao Feng, a bearded and somewhat sloppy man, is a specially recruited teacher at Jiangnan University. The old man with white hair and beard, Wang Dihei, is from Woolen University. Zhou Yu, a middle-aged man with a buzz cut, is from Taikyo University. Wei Feng, a heroic woman with short hair, is from Zhongzhou University. The youngest of the 5, the beautiful and royal sister Yan Yun, is from Shanghai University. I heard that she became a specially recruited teacher right after graduation. As for the other three, they are sophomores Wang Dihei, Wei Fang and Zhou Yu, and they followed their teacher out for special recruitment this time. During the brief exchange, Suemo also learned that these 5 specially recruited teachers were indeed awakened people in the Diamond Realm. Each of them is capable of sweeping across Tianhai City. Suemo, you should know the purpose of our visit this time. After everyone was seated, Wang Dihei spoke first, saying kindly, show us your abilities first, and then we will each make our own conditions. It's all up to you to choose. Suemo nodded and raised his iron fist. Buzz. A white halo emerged and wrapped around the fist, and a terrifying aura emanated from it. The 5 Diamond Awakeners suddenly showed excitement in their eyes. This aura alone surpasses elemental powers. This S-level superpower is absolutely an extremely terrifying offensive power. They looked at each other and saw the determination to win in each other's eyes. Suemo didn't notice the small movements of the 5 people, but waved his fist and lightly blasted forward. Snap! There was a sound like glass breaking. I saw thin cracks spreading from Suemo's fist, expanding until it reached a diameter of about 5 meters before stopping. Click, click, click. And the space directly in front of the fist, whether it is air, seats, tables, or something else. The force of the earthquake shattered everything on the spot, the air was distorted, and the chairs and tables were shaken into countless tiny pieces. Wherever they passed, there was devastation. Hiss. The sound of people sucking in their breaths was heard from the 8 people present, even Huang Chongguang, who had seen it once before. I was also shocked by the destructive power of this time. Before, it was just bombarding the air, but this time, there was a real object for comparison. The visual effect is simply explosive. Retracting his fist, Suemo looked at the principal's office, which was destroyed by a quarter, and looked at Huang Chongguang a little embarrassedly. I'm sorry, Principal, I only wanted to exert 20% of my strength, but I couldn't control it, and I hit out half of it. I'm sorry. Everyone was silent. See if this is human language? The entire principal's office is going to be destroyed by you, and that's only half of it. Young man, do you know that most Black Iron Awakeners can't withstand half of your destructive power? If Suemo hadn't apologized so sincerely at this moment, everyone would definitely call this brat the strongest old Versailles man. Huang Chongguang swallowed his saliva and smiled. It's okay, I just wanted to change a set of seats for a long time, it's just right. Hypocritical. Wang Dihei glanced at the old guy, and then looked at Suemo kindly. Suemo, what is the name of your S-level special ability? Demon Shock Force. It's a very hacky name. Wang Dihei stroked his beard and chuckled. Everyone, you have seen the supernatural powers, and those who understand will understand. Let's make the conditions. The 5 people were actually extremely excited at this moment. Not only is it an S-level special ability, but it is also an offensive ability with absolutely terrifying destructive power. Facing such students, it would be strange if I wasn't excited. But according to the old rules, no matter how excited they are during the special recruitment, they must suppress their emotions. Because this will help them to lower the price. After the 5 of them exchanged secret codes, Wei Fang from Zhongzhou University spoke first. Let me go first, Suemo. As long as you are willing to come to our Zhongzhou University, you will receive a scholarship of 5 million and a set of intermediate-level high-grade martial arts. As soon as these words were spoken, Huang Chongguang's pupils suddenly shrank, revealing a look of extreme envy. It really is a top-notch institution. Not only does it offer a 5 million scholarship, but it also offers intermediate-level superior martial arts. You have to know that as a Golden Awakener, Huang Chongguang spent a huge amount of money and connections to acquire a mid-level lower-grade martial art. Suemo will have such resources once he enters school. I'm so envious. Seeing that Suemo didn't say anything, Zhao Feng chuckled and continued, a scholarship of 5 million, a set of intermediate-level high-grade martial arts, plus free tuition and living expenses for 4 years, including all conveniences. Suemo's eyes flickered slightly, but he still didn't speak. This scene made the 5 people nod secretly, and they looked at Suemo with more satisfaction. I heard that this kid was from a common family. Not only was he very determined, but I also didn't expect him to be so calm. Let's not talk about Wei Fang's conditions for now. I'm afraid that even an ordinary genius would find it difficult to meet Zhao Feng's conditions. He has terrifying talent and a good character. This young man has a bright future. Everyone was not in a hurry. It was Zhou Yu's turn to speak. The conditions of my Taikyo University are the same as those of teacher Zhao Feng, but as long as you come to our school, you can be guaranteed to get guidance from powerful people at all times. Our school has a lot of special abilities. Hey, you make it sound like there are no special classes in other schools. Wang Dihei rolled his eyes at Zhou Yu, then smiled. Suemo, my condition is actually the same as theirs, but don't worry, we will definitely need guidance from the great masters, and we are at Woolen University. This little girl is famous for her beauty. Grass. In an instant, everyone stared at Wang Dihei. You are such a disrespectful old man. I thought you were a serious person, but I didn't expect you to be a LSP. Even the beauty trap was used, so disgusting. Finally it was the turn of Shanghai University. The beautiful and charming Lady Yan Yun first glared at the dishonest Wang Dihei. Then she walked to Suemo's side, chuckled softly and said, Suemo, I'm a straightforward person. Not only will our Magic City University double the conditions they proposed, but most importantly, during the 4 years, we will unconditionally provide you with any medicine resources you need to break through the realm. How about that? Is my sister sincere enough? At the end of her words, she did not forget to add, there are many cute little girls in our Magic City. Look at my sister. Is she cute enough? An S-shaped curve immediately appeared, and Suemo blushed slightly. See this scene? Wang Dihei and the other three stood up from their chairs and looked at Yan Yun angrily. Damn it! Good girl Yan Yun, didn't you agree to take it slow as agreed? Now they open their mouths and bombard with material things, beautiful women, and everything else. How can they play? Huff huff. The 4 of them were so angry that their breathing became rapid and veins bulged on their foreheads. Yan Yun disagreed, covering her mouth and laughing. Who told you that you have no sincerity at all? What's wrong with me being more sincere? You. The 4 of them were furious, but after glaring at Yan Yun fiercely, they hurriedly looked at Suemo, and then said in unison. Suemo, we have everything he has at Magic City University. Huang Chongguang, who was standing aside, didn't dare to say a word and just watched these crazy people. Good fellow, he was so reserved at the beginning, but now he is like a hungry wolf. Tisk tisk. Seeing that the situation seemed to be out of control, Suemo could only touch his nose and said, Teachers, I have made a choice moment. There was a hint of nervousness in the eyes of the 4 people, including Yan Yun. Wang Dihei stroked his white beard and suppressed his emotions, trying to be as kind as possible and asked, Suemo, you tell me, whoever you choose, we can all accept it. Having said that, you will definitely not be willing to accept it, right? Suemo coughed lightly, his eyes moving around among the 5 people. My choice is. Chapter 10. My choice is, Moju University. After saying that, Suemo looked at Wang Dihei and the other 3 apologetically. I'm sorry, teachers. Although I chose Shanghai University, I still have to observe the proper etiquette. As a human being, you should have a heart that respects everything in the universe, and you should not be complacent just because 5 powerful men are fighting madly for you. This is his Suemo's way of being, and it is also the most basic etiquette of being a human being. Alas! What a pity! Wang Dihei sighed helplessly. That's right, after what that girl Yan did, even if their treatment has become equal, it may not be as precious as the first party's promise. Thinking of this, the old man glared at Yan Yun fiercely again. Zhao Feng also felt very sorry. So boy, congratulations on joining Magic City University. Although they are not from their own academy, once this kind of monster grows up, it will be the top force for humans to fight against monsters. He is an educator himself, so he is quite open-minded. Zhou Yu was the calmest one. Congratulations, Suemo. The teacher is looking forward to your performance in the freshman competition. I heard that this guy's Taikyo University had specially recruited an S-level student yesterday. No wonder he is the most open-minded person. Wei Fang was a man of heroic spirit. After getting angry, he looked at Yan Yun helplessly and said, You've made a profit this time, but don't even think about snatching the next special move from us, humph. After saying that, she turned to look at Suemo and said with a rare smile, Congratulations, Suemo. Your daughter is about the same age as you, and she's a talented girl who has awakened an A-level ability. When the freshman competition starts, how about I introduce her to you? She's very beautiful. When these words were spoken, Wang Dihei, Zhou Yu and Zhao Feng were shocked. Oh yes. Although I can't bring Suemo into their school, I can bring him into my home. Becoming a family member, isn't this better than entering school? It smells so good. As for how to pull? Daughter, if there is no daughter, then niece. If there is no niece, then granddaughter. Thinking of this, the three of them all smiled mysteriously at the same time. Finally, the four of them said goodbye to Suemo and left together. Tianhai City is just one of the places for their special recruitment. There are still many schools waiting for them in the entire human territory. There are many top high schools among them, and if you are lucky, you might even encounter an S-level 1. Of course, this is just a thought. At this time, only Suemo and two others were left in the principal's office. Yan Yun looked at Suemo with a smile. Brother Suemo, congratulations on joining my Magic City University. By the way, I'm curious, why did you choose Magic City University when those four guys offered the same conditions? Are you obsessed with my sister Shuiling, younger brother? Suemo's face darkened. It was the iron-blooded education of Motu University that attracted me. Once you enroll, you can take on missions to kill monsters. Yan Yun's final trump card really touched him. But that's only part of the story. The most important factor is the iron-blooded education of Magic City University. Unlike the other four universities have a rule that freshmen who have just entered the university are absolutely not allowed to enter dangerous places and fight monsters in the first few months. They can only fight monsters simulated by virtual computers. Although they can also gain combat experience, this is obviously not in line with Suemo's style. After all, he has to kill real monsters to obtain energy points. If he had to stay in the city for the first few months, his life would be worse than death. The Magic City University was very much to his liking. Not only did he not object, he also felt that freshmen should enter dangerous situations and fight monsters. This is the only way to become stronger and sharpen your mind faster, but it also leads to the highest student mortality rate at Shanghai University. Of course, the comprehensive strength of students is also the best among the 5 universities. The welfare conditions are considerable and the educational environment is suitable. Taking all these factors into consideration, there is no reason for Suemo not to choose Shanghai University. Looking at Suemo's serious expression, Yan Yun felt a little lost and speechless. She thought her beauty trap was the key, but who knew it was the school system that attracted this boy? She immediately teased, "You look like a pretty boy, but I didn't expect you to be a battle maniac. Teacher, is it time to sign the contract?" "Brother Suemo, I suddenly realized that you are a bit straight, and girls don't like you, teacher. Women will only affect the speed at which I can draw my sword." Soon, after Suemo carefully read the contract for an hour, he took Yan Yun's gene logger with satisfaction and transfused blood. This made the beautiful lady, who had been waiting quietly for an hour, twitch her lips. This brat! The contract should have taken 10 minutes to read, but this guy took an hour to read it. Picking out one word at a time, this is too steady. Of course, although he was complaining in his heart, Yan Yun still quickly put away the contract with a look of joy on his face. The speed of his hands was so fast, as if he was afraid that Suemo would go back on his word. After she finished doing all this, she looked at Suemo with a smile again. "Brother Suemo, sister once again welcomes you to join the Magic City University. By the way, this is my cell phone number. If you have any questions, you can call me at any time. Of course, you can also call me when you have nothing to do." Yan Yun drew out the last syllable meaningfully and then left with a sweet smile on her face. After all, she was a specially recruited teacher. Her mission continues. Looking at the enchanting figure going away, Suemo pursed his lips. "Fairy. He is already 27 or 28 years old, but he still wants to seduce me, the flower of the motherland who has just come of age. If it's not a fairy, then what is it?" He turning his head, Suemo looked at Huang Chongguang. "Principal, what about the awakening certificate?" The awakening certificate is an important item that is equivalent to the identity card of the previous life. After awakening your superpowers, you must do it well, otherwise it will be very inconvenient to act. However, this is proof for those who have awakened, and ordinary people still rely mainly on their ID cards. Give. Huang Chongguang immediately took out a metallic card and handed it to Suemo. In fact, when Suemo awakened his S-level superpowers, he had already asked someone to do it. And his efficiency is also quite fast. He is indeed a veteran with high emotional intelligence. "Thank you, Principal. If you have anything in the future, please let me know." Patting Huang Chongguang on the shoulder, Suemo chuckled and made this promise, then walked out of the principal's office. Huang Chongguang's face flushed red and his body trembled slightly with excitement. With Suemo's words, he felt that what he did today was worth it. After saying hello to Chen Derong, Suemo immediately returned to his simple rented house. There is still 1 month left until the special admissions period for Magic City University. He didn't plan to go so soon. He wanted to gain some experience and improve his strength before going. Outside the barriers of the major bases outside Tianhai City are good places for him to train. As long as he has an awakening certificate, he can enter and exit freely. Taking out his cell phone, Suemo logged into the Federal Skynet. This is a comprehensive trading platform set up by the federal government specifically for awakened people to sell and purchase supplies. After entering the number on the awakening certificate, Suemo began to browse. Well, first we need an alloy weapon. Whitebeard uses a Guandeo, so let's choose the Guandeo. After selecting weapons for nearly 10 minutes, Suemo gritted his teeth and spent 400,000 to buy a low-level, mid-quality alloy Guandeo. The levels of items in this world are divided into low level, medium level, high level, top level, and heavenly level. Each level has different qualities including low quality, medium quality, and high quality. Low grade and mid quality items are beyond the ability of even most Black Iron Awakeners to purchase. If it weren't for the scholarship and private goods given by Huang Chongguang, which added up to 3 million, Suemo would never dare to be so extravagant. Next, he spent nearly 50,000 yuan to buy a large space military backpack for outdoor use and a set of sweat-absorbing slim combat uniforms. As for martial arts, Huang Chongguang has given Suemo his treasured martial art, the lower intermediate grade 9 strike heavy sword slash. You don't have to buy it. Looking at the precious martial arts in the metal box, Suemo was filled with emotion. This old principal was really willing to give it away. Intermediate martial arts, some gold awakeners may not be able to enjoy them, right? Soon. The courier from Federal Skynet delivered the purchased items to Suemo. It took less than half an hour, and he was on time and efficient. Suemo silently gave this guy a thumbs up. The second day, he was wearing a black combat uniform with a high-quality texture, and walked out of the rented house slowly with a 2-meter-long Haki alloy sword on his back. Chapter 11. Walking on the street, Suemo attracted a lot of people's attention because of the appearance of the alloy Guandeo Haki. After all, most awakened people usually carry knives and swords. Haki Kanto like the Suemo are indeed rare. Fortunately, Suemo also knew this, and he had already purchased a black patterned mask from the Federal Skynet. There is a reason for doing this, it's because he was so dazzling yesterday. All media outlets in Tianhai City are still praising Suemo understood that a tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind, so he left the city quietly this time without telling anyone. Even Chen Derong was not told. And now he has bought a mask, so no one can recognize him anymore. However, the combination of Haki's alloy Guandeo, black patterned mask, and slender fighting body makes his temperament even more prominent. With such a cold and arrogant temperament, it is impossible not to attract attention. Of course, I just looked at it for a few more times and then looked away. Half an hour later, Suemo arrived at the base barrier outside the city in an armored passenger vehicle. This is the military district's garrison, guarding Tianhai City. If you want to leave the city, you must have your identity verified by the local officers and soldiers. Following the flow of people, Suemo arrived at the checkpoint, and the 2 officers and soldiers patrolling there immediately said seriously, "Please show your awakening certificate." Suemo quickly took out the awakening certificate. A student who has just awakened his superpowers. After checking the awakening certificate, the soldier frowned and looked at Suemo. "Young man, are you sure you want to leave the city?" Suemo points out. Seeing this, the middle-aged soldier in the Silver Realm began to secretly sense Suemo's breath, and then the corner of his mouth twitched. Black Iron Realm 1 star. The awakening certificate does not show the level and category of supernatural powers, only in deeper records. Therefore, at this moment, Suemo's awakening certificate only shows the awakener's level and some general personal information. After confirming once again that Suemo was a rookie with a Black Iron 1 star, the soldier patiently reminded him, "Young man, although the high-level monsters within a radius of 10,000 miles have been almost cleared by our military, the area beyond 10,000 miles is still a restricted area. Even gold awakeners have to be careful. You still Seeing that this kind-hearted soldier wanted to dissuade him, Suemo could only interrupt and say, "Brother soldier, I will pay attention. Be careful when you go out. If you really can't make it, come back early. Remember. Don't go out too far." Seeing Suemo like this, the two officers looked at each other and had no choice but to let him go. They would dissuade those students who have just awakened their superpowers and are young and frivolous and want to leave the city. But if you don't listen, there is nothing I can do. Soon, Suemo followed the crowd and left the main road outside the base, heading towards the deep forest. Because he was alone, many awakened people looked at him curiously. You know, it is very dangerous for you to be alone in the wild. Once you are attacked by a monster and there is no one to take care of you, you will be in danger of death. Therefore, some Black Iron Awakeners basically go out of the city in groups to kill monsters. The materials obtained are also divided equally according to merit. Although the income is small, it is safe. Of course, there are some confident people who like to act alone, but they are all awakened people in the Silver Realm or above. They heard the conversation between Suemo and the officers and soldiers just now. Not only is this guy not a strong man, he is also a fresh graduate who just awakened his superpowers. For such a rookie to dare to go out into the wild alone is simply courting death. Most of the awakened ones shook their heads and looked away from Suemo. But there were also kind people who invited Suemo to join their Black Iron team. Looking at the middle-aged uncle in front of him who invited him, Suemo's handsome face under the mask showed a trace of helplessness. He shook his head and chuckled, "Thanks for the invitation, but I'm used to being alone. Sorry." After saying that, Suemo chose a dense thorn forest and squeezed in. "Alas! You are young and reckless. Let's just kill monsters around here. If we meet this guy, we can help him." In the dense thorn forest, Suemo's observation haki was released all the time. For him who possesses the ability of observation, no monster within 100 meters can launch a sneak attack on him. Unless it is a monster that is hundreds of times stronger than him, but here, it is obviously unlikely. Suddenly, Suemo sensed a violent aura lurking and moving in the bushes 10 meters behind him. "Hehe, it's my first time fighting a monster. I'm a little nervous." Jokingly, he slowly took off the alloy guandeo weighing 30 pounds, and saw a flash of cold light passing by the blade. Not caring at all, Suemo just walked casually, even revealing flaws on purpose. "Call out." Just 1 minute later, the lurking black shadow quickly jumped out of the bushes and pounced straight towards Suemo, "Waiting for you." Turning around, what caught Suemo's eyes was a pitch-black leopard with blood-red eyes and a body as big as a yak. At this moment, it had already pounced into the air about 2 meters away from Suemo, with its bloody mouth wide open and an extremely foul stench. Armament haki, harden. Buzz. Holding the hilt of the guandeo with both hands, as he displayed the armament haki, the originally metallic blade turned directly into a pitch-black color. After unlocking 10% of Whitebeard's sword skills, Suemo felt no pressure at all when using guandeo. Swing it wide and wide, haki is incredible. Of course, the level of sophistication is still not as good as 100% Whitebeard, but it is enough to deal with this early stage first-level monster leopard in front of him. That's enough. Die. With a low shout, Suemo turned around and the guandeo in his hand swept towards the magic leopard along with his body. Tear it up, the blade directly tore through the air, creating a strong wind and slashing towards the leopard in mid-air. Phew! There was a sound of the knife entering the flesh, and the entire head and body of the monster leopard were cut in half on the spot. Ding! The host killed the first stage ghost leopard and obtained 10 energy points. Looking at the 2 sections of the leopard body that fell to the ground, Suemo's face was full of excitement. "I can really get energy points, ha 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 ha. It's awesome. With my current strength, I can kill any first-level monster, even a second-level monster. Very good, I will stay here for half a month and earn enough energy points first." In this world, monsters are also divided into levels, from weak to strong, divided into 6 levels, and each level has 3 small stages, early, middle, and late. The ghost leopard in the early stage of the first level in front of him is actually enough to crush the human Black Iron 3-star Awakener. But now, it was killed instantly by Suemo with just 1 blow. This is enough to show that Suemo now has enough power to move around this area with just his armament haki and observation haki. Next, no worries, just harvest. After simply dealing with the ghost leopard, Suemo's mouth corners gradually rose. Holding the alloy guandeo, he began to search for the traces of the monster unscrupulously. Soon, using his observation haki, he discovered a group of monster wolves gathered together. After careful counting, there were actually more than 100 of them. Licking his lips, Sumo's eyes turned red. With more than 100 of them, there must be at least 1,000 energy points, right? He murmured, his whole body filled with armed color, and then he walked directly towards the wolf den in a carefree manner. Chapter 12. At this time, in a mountain stream, hundreds of black-haired demon wolves were quietly drinking water. In the center of the pack of magic wolves, on a towering rock, a black and white magic wolf that was obviously 3 or 4 times larger than an ordinary magic wolf stood there like a king. Beside it were human corpses whose flesh and blood had been eaten away until only bones were left. It was very terrifying. Woo! Suddenly, the black and white magic wolf, which was obviously the Wolf King, raised its head and looked towards a dense forest. You have a good sense of smell. Suemo walked out of the bushes slowly, his eyes meeting the large pupils of the black and white wolf. Awoo! When the Wolf King saw that it was a human, a loud wolf howl immediately came out of his mouth. Suddenly, hundreds of demon wolves looked at Suemo in unison. Ah! Along with the excited wolf howls, the bloodthirsty pupils immediately revealed greed. This is the look you get when you see food. Soon, the group of demon wolves surrounded Suemo at the signal of the Wolf King, baring their teeth and drooling. If an ordinary awakened person saw this scene, his scalp would definitely go numb and he would tremble. Even the silver awakeners would panic. You know, in the wild, many awakened people would rather encounter high-level monsters than this kind of group monsters. Especially the wolves. Because once these cunning and difficult guys lock on to their prey, they will not give up until the death. If an awakener is not strong, facing such a situation, he will definitely die without any chance of survival. But Suemo is not an ordinary awakener. Being surrounded in the center, his smile became even more intense. Awoo! Just at this moment, the Wolf King on the rock gave an order, and the wolves, who had been ready to move, finally moved. The 2 demon wolves rushed out with their mouths wide open, their sharp front claws and fangs exposed, and pounced on Suemo viciously. However, before the 2 of them could get close, a flash of dark sword light swept over. Puff puff! 2 huge wolf heads shot up into the sky, and blood splattered all over the ground. Ding! The host killed the first order initial stage demon wolf and obtained 10 energy points. Ding! The host killed a first stage mid-stage demon wolf and obtained 20 energy points. Listening to the wonderful voice in his mind, Sumo's mouth curled up slightly. Sure enough, the energy points of the first stage mid-stage will double. Woohoo! The heads of the 2 demon wolves fell to the ground, and the surrounding wolves were visibly stunned. Their limited intelligence makes them unable to understand what is happening. Awoo! The loud wolf howl was heard again, and a hint of anger was clearly revealed in the sharp pupils of the Wolf King on the rock. When the wolves heard the angry roar of their Wolf King, they immediately came to their senses. This time, they rushed forward directly, dozens of them, and pounced on Suemo as if they were risking their lives. Good job! Armament color covered his whole body, and Sumo's eyes gradually became crazy. Oink oink! The alloy guandeo made a whirring sound as he swung it, with the blade moving wildly. Chop, cut, slash, sweep, pick. Every basic sword technique was performed with exquisite skill. Puff puff puff! The dense flashes of sword light could take the lives of several demon wolves. Even if it was accidentally bitten at close range, the demon wolf would feel as if it was biting on black iron, and its fangs would break directly. Ha ha ha, so cool! While fighting madly, Suemo couldn't stop laughing wildly while listening to the beautiful sounds in his mind. The next moment, buzz! A ball of white light emerged from the pitch-black blade of the alloy guandeo, and then it appeared as he chopped it down. Snap! A strange sound of glass shattering was heard, and fine cracks spread from the blade, as if space was shattered. Bound, bound, bound! The dozen or so demon wolves that were covered along with the air were twisted and shaken into large blood clots on the spot. Ding! The host killed a first stage mid-stage demon wolf and obtained 20 energy points. Ding! The host killed the first order initial stage demon wolf and obtained 10 energy points. Ding! The host killed the first stage late stage demon wolf and obtained 40 energy points. Ding! The host killed a first stage mid-stage demon wolf and obtained. Ding! Congratulations to the host for combining armament haki and tremor force for the first time. Special rewards are issued: Tremor Force unlocking progress 5%, Primary Armament Haki unlocking progress 30%, all-round power feedback is starting. Suddenly, among a series of system prompts, this last message made Suemo slightly stunned. But then, before he could figure out what was going on, several extremely powerful forces surged into his body. The use of the power of shock. The use of primary armed colors, physical fitness, psychic. These four aspects are actually improving rapidly. The original unlocking of 5% of the shock force was directly increased to 10%, and the destructive power and range were terribly improved. The primary armament color has also been unlocked by 30%, reaching the level of 40%. As long as another 60% is unlocked, it can be promoted to the intermediate armament color. As the ability of the fruit was unlocked, his physical strength was also nourished accordingly, and his physical strength doubled. What Suemo could not have imagined was that his spiritual power was also increasing rapidly. Black Iron 2 star. Black Iron 3 stars. Iron 4 stars. Iron 5 star. It didn't stop until it reached Black Iron 6 stars. Shock. Suemo never expected that he would trigger a special reward just by trying out the coordination of abilities. What I least expected was that once the character template was unlocked, it would give back so much power. Psychic, physical fitness. The destructive power and application of abilities. It can be said to be an all-round improvement. Host, the strongest template system itself is to continuously unlock character templates and then transfer their power to you. The system once again explained at the right time, and as the character template unlocks more progress, the feedback will become stronger. Hiss. While focusing his mind on the battle and listening to the system's explanation, Suemo couldn't help but take a breath. This is too much of a pervert. If this is the case, then as he draws more character templates, wouldn't the power he gains after unlocking them be multiplied? Comprehensive nourishment, perfect improvement. Invincible. Simply invincible. Ha ha ha. Thinking of this, Suemo laughed even more crazily. Looking at the group of wolf cubs in front of him, the only thing on his mind was the energy point. Buzz. Another sword slashed out with the haki of armament and the power of shock. Snap. With the overall improvement, physical strength, psychic power, armament color, and shock power are combined. The destructive power of this knife has once again reached a new level. It could originally only spread to an area with a diameter of 5 meters, but now it has directly spread to a diameter of 10 meters. The area covered in front is close to 50 meters. Not to mention its destructive power. Bound, bound, bound. Any demon wolf that was covered in it was directly shattered into powder. This time, there was not even a blood clot. The ground was plowed into a gully more than 40 meters long and more than 1 meter deep. With one strike, nearly 50 demon wolves died instantly. Chapter 13. On the rock, Suemo's attack made the wolf Akoko's fur explode. Even though it had a low IQ, it could smell the scent of death, so it became terrified. But in the proud nature of the wolf clan, it will not retreat, and would rather fight to the death, just because it is the wolf king. One of the kings in this area. Awoo! Howling angrily, the nearly 4-meter-long black and white wolf king suddenly jumped high. Then, using the force of the dive, he attacked Suemo. The strength of this wolf king is already close to that of a second-level monster, so the strength of his limbs is at this moment. I'm afraid that even some low-star silver awakeners may not be able to take it on. Can't help it. After killing another wave of demon wolves, Suemo looked up at the wolf king that fell from the sky and sneered, "I'll use you to test my sword." As he spoke, he put his hands holding the alloy guandeo into a power-gathering starting position, and then kicked with his feet. Bang! As the ground beneath his feet cracked slightly, he leaped up and slashed at the wolf king with the guandeo in his hand. 9 consecutive slashes with the heavy sword. This intermediate-level low-grade martial art was given to him by Huangchong Guang, and he relied on Whitebeard's 10% understanding of swordsmanship and his super comprehension talent. I had already mastered the basics of practice last night. You know, the lower intermediate grade martial arts are the martial arts practiced by the Golden Awakeners. Even for a Gold Awakener, practicing it would be difficult. However, Suemo was able to master it in just one night. If Huangchong Guang, who had practiced for decades to achieve some success, knew about this, it's absolutely frightening to death. This is no longer a genius, but a monster. The entry-level heavy sword 9-hit combo can produce 2 sword shadows in succession, and the heavy force of the first sword will add to the second sword. Therefore, each subsequent blow of the heavy sword 9 consecutive slashes can unleash a terrifying force far exceeding the previous ones. Moreover, the Guandeo used by Suemo is very heavy in itself, and now combined with this sword technique centered on heavy sword power, it is a perfect match. It's more suitable than using a normal alloy sword. I'm afraid even the original owner of this martial art would find it hard to imagine that the Guandeo is even more effective than the Tangdeo, right? In midair, the black and white wolf king's eyes became even more violent when he saw Suemo dare to jump up. It roared and tilted its body again to increase the force of its dive. At the same time, the claws of its forelimbs continued to extend, like 8 sharp knives, trying to tear Suemo and the alloy Guandeo into pieces. Seeing the actions of the wolf king above him, Suemo curled his lips. It's very powerful, but it's useless. If you can't break his armament haki, you will just have to wait for death. Soon, the distance between the man and the wolf was less than 1 meter, and the Guandeo covered with armed colors came into direct contact with the wolf's claws. Clang! First there was a sound of metallic collision, and then there was a snap, and the wolf claw was cut off directly. The blade was as sharp as a bamboo. After cutting off the wolf's claws, it cut off the black and white wolf king's forelimbs again. Phew! Along with a wailing sound, the wolf king's front limbs were cut off. In pain, his whole body completely lost balance and fell downwards. However, the speed of Suemo's Guandeo was faster than the wolf king's falling speed. After twisting his body, the second series of heavy sword strikes carried the heavy force of the first strike and swept out, striking the neck of the wolf king who was about to fall. Phew! Another sound of a knife entering flesh was heard, and this time, it directly took the life of the black and white wolf king. The huge wolf head and body fell down, and a heavy blood rain began to fall from the sky. Bang! When the wolf king's huge body fell to the ground, the remaining demon wolves dared not move. Their wolf king was dead, their pride was gone, and some of the wolf cubs even let out low howls and showed signs of retreating. Ding! The host killed the peak demon wolf king of the late stage of the first stage, and obtained 80 energy points plus a special reward of a low-level upper-grade body movement dragon step. The voice of the system came, and it actually rewarded a low-level high-quality body movement technique, which surprised Suemo's system. Is it because of the killing of the wolf king? Well, you can get extra rewards by killing monsters with boss attributes. Hearing this, Suemo's mouth curled up slightly. It was another unexpected discovery. So cool! Without looking at the rewarded skills, Suemo turned around and looked at the remaining wolves, then slaughtered them mercilessly. Half an hour later, Suemo found a cave and sat cross-legged quietly, then opened the system interface with anticipation. Host, Suemo Cultivation, Black Iron Realm 6-star Superpower, Shock Force, S+, Conqueror's Haki, S, Martial Arts, Heavy Sword 9 Strike Combo, Intermediate Lower Grade, Entry Level, Energy Points 2891 Character Template, Edward Newgate. Click on the template list to learn more about the character and unlock level. Character Template, Edward Newgate. The Power of Shock, unlocked 10%. Conqueror's Haki, unlocked 5%. Armament Haki, Basic, unlocked 30%. Observation Haki, Basic, unlocked 10.2%. Physical Skills, unlocked level 10.2%. Sword Skills, unlocked level 10.3%. Looking at the panel quietly, Suemo was filled with emotion. The changes were really huge. Not to mention the psychic realm, the power of shock, and the changes in armament color. Unexpectedly, observation haki and taijutsu and swordsmanship also improved, although not much, only less than 1%. But it also proves that as long as you keep practicing, you can unlock character progress. However, the most exciting thing this time is, of course, the energy point. After killing the wolves, he directly obtained nearly 3,000 energy points, but he didn't know to what extent he could unlock them. Looking forward to it. Thinking happily in his heart, Suemo immediately asked the system to call up the unlocking ratio. Shockwave Force, unlocking 1% requires 10,000 energy points, Conqueror's Haki, 8,000 energy points required to unlock 1%. Primary Armament Haki, 1,000 energy points required to unlock 1%. Primary Observation Haki, 1,000 energy points required to unlock 1%. Physical Skills, unlocking 1% requires 2,000 energy points. Sword Skills, unlocking 1% requires 2,000 energy points. Suemo was silent. What is the exchange rate? Is he dazzled? Looking closely, there are still so many zeros. Grass. I thought I was well off and could splurge a bit, but I didn't expect that I'm still poor. It takes 10,000 points to unlock 1% of the power of shock. Damn it, when converted, even 0.5% can't be unlocked. What's more, the system seems to be able to only exchange 1%, and less than 1 cannot be exchanged. In other words, he, Su, can only exchange for 4 abilities now: armament color, observation color, physical skills, and swordsmanship. And it's still a pitiful 1%. Well, I, Suemo, am really FG poor. Looking at the exchange panel painfully, Suemo could only choose from 4 lower abilities. For now, after the special rewards, the armament color is sufficient. Then the only things left are swordsmanship, physical skills, and observation haki. Which one should I choose? Suemo held his chin and began to weigh it. There are 3 types, any one of which can increase his combat effectiveness. It's a bit difficult to choose. A minute later, Suemo no longer hesitated and pointed his finger at the system interface. Chapter 14. After careful consideration, Suemo chose swordsmanship. After all, apart from his supernatural powers, what he relies on most now is his swordsmanship. Moreover, the martial arts he is practicing now also belong to the swordsmanship category. Improving swordsmanship is definitely the most cost-effective choice. Although the ability to see and hear is not bad, it is enough for the time being. It would be fine if Taijutsu also had a set of boxing techniques, but because there isn't one, Suemo chose swordsmanship. Consume 2000 energy points to exchange for 1% of the swordsmanship unlocking progress. The unlocking progress of swordsmanship immediately increased from 10.3% to 11.3%. And in the next moment, a profound understanding of swordsmanship was instilled in Suemo's mind. Even his physical fitness and psychic realm had been improved due to unlocking 1% of his swordsmanship. Although it is small, it is indeed an improvement. I can only say that this is really a system. No matter which ability of the character template is unlocked, the physical fitness and psychic realm will definitely be improved along with it. Awesome! After getting familiar with his newly enhanced power, Suemo immediately took out the low-level high-grade body skills that he received as a reward for killing the Wolf King. Dragon Step. Because it is a product of the system, it can be said that this Dragon Step is much more refined than the general intermediate and lower-grade body movements. The most important thing is that Suemo can master any martial arts produced by the system in an instant. No need to spend time practicing anymore. Another welfare feature, cool. Host, would you like to practice the Dragon Step? Yes. Soon, the introductory understanding of this body technique turned into a torrent and rushed into Suemo's mind. After about 10 minutes, the initiation was completed, and Suemo's body suddenly bounced up and started walking in the cave. Gradually, his figure walked faster and faster, and then began to run. Half an hour later, Suemo had already become completely familiar with the entry-level dragon step. When he took another step, he already possessed the elegant charm of a dragon soaring in the clouds, of course, only a little bit. If one practices to perfection, perhaps one can really control the charm of a flying dragon. Stopping with satisfaction, Suemo sat cross-legged again and took out some compressed food from his military backpack. It's getting dark now, and he's a little tired, so he might as well take a good rest. It won't be too late to go out hunting again tomorrow morning when you've had enough rest. The next day, Suemo pushed away the rubble blocking the entrance to the cave. The sunlight shining on his handsome face added a touch of warmth. A new day has begun. Let's set a small goal first. Earn 10,000 energy points. After making the aspiration, Suemo rushed out with the alloy guandeo in his hand, stepping on the dragon step. An hour and a half later. FK. What the hell? A full hour and a half. He actually didn't encounter a single monster. Within the 100-meter range of his observation haki, he didn't encounter a single monster. Something is wrong. This is wrong. Frowning, Suemo thought for a while and began to go deeper into the dense forest in the opposite direction of the base city. Although there is a possibility of encountering a second-level monster, it is better than not encountering any monster at all. Half an hour later, Suemo stopped on a big tree with a puzzled look on his face. It's not that I encountered a monster, but that I encountered a person. Of course, if he met someone normally he would ignore him. But the current situation seems a bit strange, and Suemo is a little curious. According to his perception, nearly 100 awakened people gathered in one place. It seems like they are in a stalemate, and no fighting has started. It's just a stalemate. The strangest thing was that Suemo spent a full hour sensing on the tree, but did not see them leave. Could it be? Suddenly, Suemo's eyes lit up and he thought of a possibility. When awakened people are outside, conflicts generally won't occur if possible. After all, it's a matter of life and death. But once a conflict occurs, it is either because of enemies meeting each other or because of interests. According to his perception of seeing and hearing, the aura of the people on both sides did not seem like that of enemies, because there was only aura of vigilance, not hatred. Then there is only one possibility, a stalemate due to interests. There's a baby. Suemo's eyes flashed with excitement, and then he sneaked closer. At this time, around a hill, nearly 100 awakened people were divided into 8 small teams and were in a stalemate. Below them, the hill seemed to have collapsed, forming a pit. Looking down from the pit, you can actually see a piece of white jade-like stone crystal. Psychic energy vein. Hiding in a tree about 10 meters away from the crowd, Suemo looked at the pit with his eyes burning. No wonder. It turns out that these guys discovered a new vein of psychic energy. The spiritual energy vein is a rare vein formed underground by chance by the spiritual energy wandering in the sky and earth. The psychic stones needed for the awakened ones to practice now are collected from here. In the previous life, it would be a golden mountain that made the world jealous. And in this world, spiritual energy veins are thousands or even tens of thousands times more precious than mountains of gold. Next to the hill, in the largest group of awakened people, a tall middle-aged man stood up. He had 2 scars on his face, looking very fierce. After glancing at the rest of the awakened team, he said in a cold tone, "Everyone, no matter who discovered this place first, the most important thing now is not to inform the military. Once the news leaks out, not only the military, but even those big groups will come here after hearing the news. By then, I'm afraid we won't even be able to drink soup. You should all understand this, right?" After he finished speaking, many people smiled and nodded. However, only one member of the awakened team had an ugly look on his face and couldn't smile. And Suemo also knows this team. It turned out to be the team led by the middle-aged man who kindly invited him to join the team before entering the dense forest. Standing on the top of a big tree, Suemo looked at the reactions of everyone at the scene and probably guessed the reason. The other 7 teams all had smiles on their faces, except for the uncle's team who looked unhappy. What does this mean? This is enough to show that the uncle's team was most likely the first to discover this place. But in the end, this group of guys got wind of the news and rushed over to share the spoils. There is even a possibility of being excluded, or the cake proportions not being right, which can lead to a bad mood. And then, just as Suemo thought, this mineral vein was indeed discovered by the uncle's team. Then they were spotted by another team, and once the news spread, the current situation was formed. In the middle-aged uncle team, an ordinary-looking woman gritted her teeth and said unwillingly, "Wang Meng, don't go too far. We discovered this mineral vein first. Why do you own 70%? Believe it or not, I will notify the military now." Notify the military. Wang Meng, the middle-aged man with the scar on his face, looked at the woman with a mocking expression. "Now try to see if you can notify her." The woman's face changed and she quickly turned on her cell phone, only to find that there was no signal at all. Silly woman, Lao Zi knew that this situation would happen and made arrangements in advance, ha 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 ha. As soon as he finished speaking, several teams around him instantly surrounded the middle-aged man's team. The meaning was very clear. Looking at the group of middle-aged uncles who were surrounded and unable to escape, Wang Meng grinned and said, "In our world of awakened people, it is the law of the jungle. The weak still want to share equally? It's ridiculous. Now here, only the strong, only I, Wang Meng, can enjoy everything." At this time, Suemo slowly walked over. "You are right, in this world, only the strong can enjoy everything." Chapter 15. You are right. In this world, only the strong can enjoy everything. Slowly walking out of the bushes, Suemo looked at the scarred middle-aged man with a smile through his deep eyes outside the black patterned mask. Moment. Everyone was startled and quickly turned to look at Suemo. There is still someone? They just sent people to lure away all the monsters nearby. No extra awakened people were found nearby along the way. How did this guy find this place? Luck? For a moment, except for the middle-aged uncle's team, everyone stared at Suemo unkindly. At the middle-aged uncle's team, a member looked at Suemo in surprise. Captain, it's that young man. Yang Zhong nodded. He didn't expect to meet this young student again. It is extremely lucky for a one-star iron player to be able to stay alone in the wild for a whole day. Etc. But soon, his expression changed. Isn't it dangerous for this little brother to get involved in this situation? Thinking about this, Yang Zhong's good character came back, and he shouted anxiously at Suemo, "Little brother, go away, don't come over." Suemo nodded towards Yang Zhong as a greeting, but continued walking towards the hill. Joke. There isn't even a single Silver Realm Awakener here. To put it bluntly, everyone here is garbage. To put it nicely, no one can defeat him with one sword. According to the Scarred Man's philosophy, he should be considered the strongest. Then, as the strongest person, shouldn't you enjoy the psychic energy veins below? Walk? Does not exist. Behind the scarred middle-aged man, several awakened ones obviously recognized Suemo. A few days ago, when they were just leaving the city, they happened to see this kid on the scene. His outfit is very flashy, but he seems to be just a rookie who has just awakened his superpowers. How dare such a rookie like you interfere in adults' affairs? As expected, he is young and frivolous, not knowing the life and death. Listening to the murmurs of several team members, the middle-aged man with scar secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Grass. He was dressed so flashy and dared to be alone in the wild. He thought he was some big shot. Who knew he was just a rookie? Damn, I got scared. Squinting his eyes, the scarred middle-aged man looked at Suemo with a fierce smile. Boy, you are very brave. I have always been so bold. Suemo shrugged, then looked at the pit below and said with a smile, whoever sees it gets a share. The words fell. Puff. Wahahahahaha. The middle-aged man with the scar laughed, and all the team members behind him who knew Suemo's background also laughed. Ha ha ha. Captain, this one-star black iron rookie wants to drink soup. This guy may not be brave, but he may have a problem with his brain. Ha ha ha. Talent, this is definitely a talent. Ha ha ha. Suemo also laughed. The next moment. Buzz. Conqueror's Haki surged out. The invisible waves spread out quickly, and even though the distance was only 100 meters, it directly covered everyone present. Bound, bound, bound. All the awakeners at the scene who were not at the black iron 8-star level fainted. After a while, only the middle-aged man with scar and a few black iron 9-star awakeners such as Yang Zhong were still barely awake. But he was already lying on the ground, unable to move. Suemo slowly approached the scarred middle-aged man and looked down at him condescendingly. Come on, smile again for me. Woo. The scarred middle-aged man looked at Suemo in fear. Due to the conqueror's pressure, he could only hum. Bang. A big slap was given to the scarred man in the face, and his cheek instantly became red and swollen. Suemo took back his right hand and smiled slightly. Smile, wasn't your smile quite sweet just now? Bang. Why don't you just give me a smile? Bang. Laugh quickly. Snap, snap, snap. A few minutes later, Scar's fierce face had swollen like a pig's head. There was a look of pleading for mercy in his eyes. This made the several captains who had not fainted, including Yang Zhong, dare not make a sound. Afraid of attracting Suemo's attention. What you said before is very true. The strong can indeed do whatever they want. Looking at the scarred man who no longer looked like a human, Suemo said with emotion, but unfortunately, you are just a weak chicken. After saying that, he kicked out with his right foot. Snap, accompanied by the sound of breaking bones, the scarred man's chest suddenly caved in and he flew backwards. After falling to the ground, he struggled to glare at Suemo, but his eyes rolled back, his head tilted, and he was deader than dead. Ding! The host killed a Black Iron Realm 9-star Awakener and gained 50 energy points. Listening to the prompt, Suemo wondered, will killing an Awakener also reward energy points? Humans are also living beings, so they can naturally obtain energy points. That's right, they are all living beings, so it's normal to obtain energy points, Suemo nodded. Then, he looked at the group of awakened people who had fainted on the ground, and a flash of blood flashed across his eyes. He didn't feel any discomfort the first time he killed someone. This world is a place where the strong prey on the weak, and it is normal for people to fight for interests in the wild. Moreover, the secret of this spiritual energy vein must never be leaked. Thinking quietly, Suemo picked up the alloy guandeo, suppressed his emotions, and began to harvest ruthlessly. When the few captains who were still awake saw this, they were so frightened that they almost died. But they were unable to move and could only stand there looking at Suemo with pleading eyes. But what greeted them was a ruthless flash of a knife. After a while, except for Yang Zhong's team, all the other awakened teams that had laughed at Suemo, they all became dead souls under his knife. After removing Conqueror's Haki, Suemo looked at Yang Zhong, who was able to move. Captain Yang, let's split this psychic energy vein 50-50. After all, you discovered it first. Ah! Yang Zhong looked confused. His heart is still beating wildly. Who could have imagined that Suemo, who was regarded as a rookie by everyone, was actually such a ferocious killer? It's so scary. I actually wanted to protect this god of death yesterday. Now that I think about it, it's ridiculous that the clown was actually himself. Patting Yang Zhong on the shoulder, Suemo said with a smile, I say, let's split this spiritual energy vein equally. Yang Zongwei said with difficulty, this is not good. If it weren't for you, little brother, this vein would definitely be taken away by Wang Meng and his men. It was you, Captain Yang, who discovered this mineral vein. Then let's put it this way, little brother, just give us 10%. We will be satisfied with 10%. Looking at Yang Zhong, Suemo was speechless, and then said in a tough tone, 64, I'll take 6 and you'll take 4, okay, it's settled. Also, wake up your team members to deal with these corpses to prevent the bloody smell from attracting monsters. With that, Suemo jumped directly into the pit below, leaving Yang Zhong with a confused look on his face. This little brother is a ruthless person, and his personality is also extremely tough. Sighing secretly, he began to wake up his teammates. Ah! Captain, what is this? Wang Meng and the others, are all dead. Captain, what on earth happened? When the team members woke up and found the scene full of corpses, they froze in place with their eyes wide open. Then he looked at Yang Zhong somewhat at a loss. Yang Zhong took a deep breath and said solemnly, don't ask. It won't do you any good to know. As he spoke, he began to take the lead in dealing with the bodies at the scene. And below the pit, Suemo finally reached the bottom after buffering for about 10 meters. Chapter 16. As soon as he landed, what caught Suemo's eyes were pieces of white jade-like crystals. It is the psychic stone that has not been polished yet. Looking closely, these white jade crystals actually spread all the way to a cave ahead. Damn, I should be able to live a comfortable life this time, right? Suemo stared at the white crystals with fiery eyes, looking forward to it. System, can you sense what level of psychic energy vein this is? When they were in school, their teacher gave them a brief introduction to the psychic veins. Psychic veins are generally identified based on the purity of the psychic crystals. It is divided into low-level psychic veins, intermediate psychic veins, high-level psychic veins, top-level psychic veins. In fact, there are higher-level psychic veins later, but they are not recorded in the textbooks. It only says that the top-level spiritual energy veins are extremely rare, and only those without great opportunity and luck can enjoy them. Host, according to the test results, this is a low-level psychic energy vein. Hearing this, Suemo felt a little regretful at first, but then he became excited. It's low-level, so what? I'm content. After all, in this world, most of the mineral veins discovered are still low-level. If you want to encounter intermediate or even advanced levels, it is impossible without a certain amount of luck. And low-level ones are already considered rare. Some are not even low-level, they can only be said to be semi-low-level, and the psychic crystals in them are extremely rare. What he discovered now was obviously a normal low-level one, and it even had a cave, which was pretty good. Low-level psychic veins can produce psychic stones of 3 qualities, low quality, medium quality, and high quality. As for the quality issue, it also depends on luck. Without further hesitation, Suemo immediately let the system start absorbing the psychic crystals. He didn't want to waste time on polishing it. The best way was to absorb it all at once and turn it into energy points. Ding! The host absorbed a low-level mid-grade psychic stone and gained 298 energy points. Ding! The host absorbed a low-grade psychic stone and gained 90 energy points. Ding! The host absorbed a low-grade high-quality psychic stone and gained 560 energy points. Ding! The host absorbed a low-grade medium quality. Looking at the rapidly increasing energy points, Sumo's mouth was grinning from ear to ear. At the same time, he also knew the approximate proportion of low-level psychic stones. A low-grade psychic stone can generally obtain about 100 energy points. The price of low-level and medium-quality psychic stones is around 300. Low-grade high-quality items are the most numerous and are also the most difficult to obtain, generally around 600. About 10 minutes passed. As Sumo continued to touch the psychic crystals, the psychic stones were immediately absorbed quickly. After the energy was sucked dry, the psychic crystal turned into powder on the spot. Almost 5,000. Another half an hour passed, and Sumo obtained 5,000 energy points. As long as you absorb another 5,000 points, you can redeem the 1% unlocking progress of the shock force. But this is just the beginning. Absorb. Continuously absorbing. Gradually, Sumo had absorbed all the spiritual energy crystals on the outer wall. Obtain more than 30,000 energy points. He began to grope his way toward the edge of the cave. Another hour later, Sumo finally absorbed 60% of his psychic stones. The energy point directly reaches a terrifying height. A full 110,000. This should be enough for a splurge. After walking out of the cave with satisfaction, Sumo climbed up the pit again. When they got up there, Yang Zhong actually just stayed guarding the hill. Sumo was stunned. "Captain Yang, why don't you go down?" Yang Zhong looked at Sumo and smiled. "Kide, we were afraid of being discovered, so we went out for patrol again." Nodding, Sumo pointed at the pit and said, "There is a low-level psychic energy vein underneath. I have already collected 60% of the psychic energy stones, and there are 40% left. You guys go down. Captain Yang, I'll take my leave now." Having said that, Sumo stepped on his body and left quickly. Watching Sumo go away, Yang Zhong sighed, "This little brother is destined to be from a different world from us." He could foresee that this young man would become a big man in the bright future. The ability to freeze a person like a domain, coupled with a calm and decisive personality, can never be mediocre. At this time, a team member finally couldn't help but ask, "Captain, was this the one who killed Wang Meng and the others?" "Don't ask questions that you shouldn't ask. Let's go. This little brother actually gave us 40% of the spiritual energy veins. If it were someone else, I'm afraid he wouldn't give us even 10%. We are lucky to meet this little brother this time." As he spoke, Yang Zhong looked towards the pit with excitement. This was the first time that their team collected psychic energy veins by themselves. In the past, we could only drink the soup, or even not have any soup at all, and could only stand outside and watch others collecting with envy. This is actually the norm in this world where the strong prey on the weak, but this time they were lucky and met Sumo. "Finally I can eat meat." On the other side, Sumo stepped back into the cave. After blocking the entrance of the cave, he waved his hand and summoned the system. "Now that I carry a large sum of money with me, I always feel light-hearted, and every move I make feels as refreshing as the wind. 110,000 yuan, how to arrange it?" Looking at the energy point, Sumo began to call up the template character. Character template, Edward Newgate. The power of shock, unlocked 10%. Conqueror's Haki, unlocked 5.2%. Armament Haki, basic, unlocked 40%. Observation Haki, basic, unlocked 10.2%. Physical skills, unlocked level 10.2%. Sword skills, unlocked level 11.3%. First, buy 9% of the sword unlock progress, then 5% of the tremor force unlock progress, followed by 10% of the primary observation Haki, and 3% of the conqueror's Haki. Let's see how much first. Grass. 102,000. It's so damn fragile. After paying the energy points with great pain, Sumo quietly waited for the feedback of power. Soon, the unlocking progress of various major items changed. The power of shock, unlocked 15%. Conqueror's Haki, unlocked 8.2%. Armament Haki, basic, unlocked 40%. Observation Haki, basic, unlocked 20.2%. Physical skills, unlocked level 10.2%. Sword skills, unlocked level 20.3%, boom. Several vast forces immediately surged into his body. And the amount of feedback this time is definitely more vast and huge than that of the special reward. Understanding of swordsmanship, the destructive power and area of the shock force, observation haki, conquerors. All are improving. The spiritual realm and physical fitness are also not left behind. The flesh began to make crackling sounds as it was constantly being refined, and the skin became more and more crystal clear and firm. The spiritual energy realm is soaring. Black iron 6 stars. Black iron 7 stars. Black iron 8 stars. Black iron 9 stars. When he reached the limit of the black iron realm, his strength was still half as much. Boom! With an invisible explosion, the shackles in the body were instantly broken. Silver realm. Less than 3 days after awakening his superpowers, Suemo was promoted directly from iron 1 star to silver level. If I tell this to others, I'm afraid no one will believe it. For thousands of years, the legendary record of the fastest advancement to the silver realm has been engraved in books, and it took only half a month. And Suemo is now far beyond legend. Chapter 17. Inside the cave, Suemo sat cross-legged and continued to receive the infusion of power. It was not until an hour later that he completely absorbed these forces. After breaking through to the silver realm, his psychic realm was upgraded to 3 stars again. The strength of his physical body has become extremely perverted. If a golden awakener only compares physical strength, he will definitely not be able to defeat him. Her already slender figure became even more perfect. In short, after this upgrade, Suemo's overall strength has absolutely skyrocketed to a terrifying level. Is this the power of the Silver Awakener? Sitting on the ground, Suemo suddenly stretched out a finger, and a grey gas immediately gathered at the fingertips. Compared to the weak psychic energy of the Iron Awakener, the total psychic energy of the Silver Awakener has reached the level that can extend to the body surface. Although it is impossible to condense a psychic protection shield like the Gold Awakener, it can also partially cover the body. In this way, there will be more means of attack in combat. If I break through to the Silver Realm like this, won't it be too conspicuous when I report in? After sensing the power, Suemo began to fall into deep thought. After all, he has just awakened. If he behaves too exaggeratedly, he will not be a monster, but a weird one. It will definitely attract the attention of those who are interested, and may even cause some unnecessary trouble later. System, since you can help me hide my S-level supernatural power, what about my psychic power? The system said in a cold voice, okay, everything will be hidden as the host wishes call. Suemo breathed a sigh of relief. In that case, then it's fine. Next, he quietly familiarized himself with his own power. This is indeed a huge improvement. If you don't familiarize yourself with it and cooperate well, you will definitely feel a little uncomfortable. Time passes quietly. As dusk approached, Suemo finally digested the suddenness of the overall increase. Then, he began to practice his body and sword skills in the cave. He has already mastered the third of the 9 consecutive heavy sword slashes, and by the time he masters the fourth, he will have achieved minor success. Reach Huang Kongguang's current level. In terms of physical skills, there has also been good progress. Although it is still far from small success, as long as I persist in practicing every day, I believe that it won't take much time to achieve some success. That's about it for now, we'll continue tomorrow. After eating a little to fill his stomach, Suemo closed his eyes and rested contentedly. Although cultivation is important, one must also combine work and rest. Previously, he fought desperately because he saw no hope. But now the future is bright, so there is no need to overconsume energy. We should focus on the foundation and leave no hidden dangers. Only in this way can we reach the peak on the road to becoming stronger in the future. On the second day, Suemo woke up early, washed up, and started a new day of killing without stopping. The huge consumption this time made him realize that no matter how many energy points he had, they would not be enough, and he had to keep earning them. And with his current strength, he should be able to kill a second-level monster. And I heard that the second-level monsters seem to be able to control bloodline abilities similar to human superpowers. His strength gradually suppressed human awakeners of the same level. However, Suemo didn't care about this. What he cared about was that the energy points would increase several times. This was the point. In anticipation, he began to frantically look for the second-level monster. Just look, after going deeper into the jungle for an hour, Suemo finally encountered a snake-like monster covered in flames. Similar to the human awakener of the fire element, this fire python should be a second-level monster with fire attribute. Hiss hiss hiss. The fire python spit out its snake tongue and stared at Suemo with its cold snake eyes. Boom! Suddenly, without any warning, it opened its bloody mouth, and a 3-meter-thick column of flame shot straight towards Suemo. The flames surged and boiled, many times stronger than Lu Chen's previous sea-level fire ability. All the trees in front that were affected were instantly turned into debris. My goodness, a second-level monster is different. After the birth of blood power, it can actually attack from a distance. Suemo took out the alloy guandeo, smacked his lips, but he was not weak at all. Under the cover of armed color, he turned into a residual shadow and rushed out. Swish! A cold light flashed by, and the blade whistled with force, splitting the column of fire into two on the spot. Immediately. Die! After cutting off the flames, Suemo used all his strength to perform the dragon step, his body agile and graceful, stepping on the treetops to approach the fire python. A blade flashed from top to bottom and instantly chopped towards the fire python's head. The fire python was shocked and tried to dodge, but it was still a step too slow. The blade entered its body and its head was cut in half on the spot. Ding! The host killed the second stage early stage flame python and gained 130 energy points. Suemo shook the bloodline on the knife and was very satisfied. The energy points of the early second stage monsters are indeed much more considerable. At the same time, he also had a general understanding of his own strength. Well, anyone below the Gold Awakener is enough to crush them. As long as he doesn't seek death by entering the restricted area thousands of miles away, this place will be his paradise. However, after several hours, Suemo was dumbfounded. He didn't encounter any second-level monsters, and even the first-level monsters he encountered were only sporadic. And this situation continued in the following days. Half a month later. Grass. Suemo's face turned dark as he stood on a hill, cursing. It's so unlucky. In half a month, he didn't even earn 10,000 energy points. Is this person possessed by a non-African? Forget it, let's go back. Suemo sighed and shook his head helplessly. It seemed that his luck had been used up after encountering that psychic energy vein. After all, this is just a small area in Tianhai City. The remaining second-level monsters now seemed to know that there was a killing god like him, and they started to act cowardly and run away when they saw him. A first-level monster earns very little, and due to various factors, it is indeed difficult for it to stay. Calculating the time, it seems that there are only a few days left before the special admissions students start school. In that case, let's go back. Anyway, the overall harvest this time is pretty good, I am content. An hour later, Suemo successfully returned to the barrier checkpoint outside Tianhai City. The two officers and soldiers were still patrolling at this time. Sudden. The middle-aged soldier who had persuaded Suemo before seemed to have realized something and looked at Suemo's slowly approaching figure. He was stunned at first, then his eyes widened. FK. It's that guy, he's still alive. The other soldier naturally recognized Suemo as well, and his eyes widened in disbelief. With the cultivation level of Black Iron 1 star, how did this kid survive in the wild for half a month? They hadn't seen Suemo return for so long that they thought he had turned into monsters' feces. Could it be that I was extremely lucky and didn't encounter any monsters? Thinking secretly, the two began to look at Suemo. Then, the pupils shrank sharply. He was wearing a blood-stained slim-fitting combat suit, with a haki guandeo on his back, and he exuded an extremely strong murderous aura. The eyes outside the mask are so sharp that it is impossible to look directly at them. What's going on? Is this that kid? The two officers and soldiers have been in and out of battlefields and fought desperately for many years. They are veterans and are very good at judging people. Half a month ago, although Suemo showed his potential, he was still a little immature. But at this moment, this murderous aura, this look, this powerful step, this kind of temperament that none of them possessed actually appeared in a young man who had just awakened his supernatural powers. The worst thing was that after just one glance, they were so frightened by the boy's fierce aura that they dared not look directly at him. Oh my god! What on earth did this kid go through in half a month? Chapter 18. It was inevitable that the two were so shocked. You know, Suemo has been slaughtering monsters for the past half month. A murderous aura would naturally gather on him even if he didn't do it on purpose. Moreover, he had killed more than 100 awakened people. This murderous intent mixed with the evil spirit was even more terrifying. In addition, Sumo's continuous success has cultivated the kingly spirit for Conqueror's Haki. With all these combinations, it is no surprise that one can have such momentum. Although the two soldiers have killed monsters and humans, if you really count them carefully, I'm afraid they haven't killed as many monsters as Sumo in the past half-month. Shocked in their hearts, the two officers and soldiers stood there in a daze. It wasn't until Sumo approached that they came to their senses. The middle-aged soldier swallowed his saliva and asked, "Little brother, did you kill a lot of monsters?" Sumo shook his head, "Kill a little bit." This old man really talks about things that are not related to the topic. If there really were so many monsters for him to kill, he wouldn't come out with any regrets. At least earn him another small goal, 10,000 energy points. Of course, if others knew that Sumo had killed thousands of people in less than half a month, they would definitely point at him and curse him. A little? Hearing Sumo's words, the middle-aged soldier glanced at the bulging backpack behind Sumo that was more than 2 meters long, and his eyes twitched. My goodness, when the hell can you possess such murderous power? Can a backpack with telescopic space be so bulging? Have you ever been a soldier? Complaining secretly, the middle-aged soldier asked tentatively with a smile, "Tell me the truth, are you hiding your strength?" Hearing this, Sumo directly activated the spiritual energy in his body that was suppressed into black iron 6 stars by the system. This was a decision he had thought about beforehand. Just sign up with the strength of black iron 6 stars. It took more than 20 days from awakening his superpowers to signing up. He possesses S-level superpowers and has an inspirational image in the past. Although black iron 6 stars is still a monstrous achievement, it is not impossible. No wonder. The aura of the black iron 6 star made the two officers and soldiers suddenly realize. If you are at black iron 6 stars, you can survive in the wild for half a month if you are careful. But then, they were stunned again, frowning. That's not right. Even if it was a 6-star black iron, it shouldn't be possible to possess such a strong evil spirit, right? His strength simply doesn't allow him to kill like this. For a moment, the two officers were at a loss. Why the hell was this guy in front of them so contradictory and mysterious? You're really weird, this is the first time I've seen you like this, come on, give me the awakening certificate. Finally, after checking Sumo's awakening certificate, the middle-aged soldier let him enter Tianhai City. It was not until Sumo entered the armored bus and walked away that the soldier on the other side murmured, "Sumo, I seem to have heard of this guy's name somewhere." Sumo. Sumo. Shit. Isn't this the news that old Ye showed us a few days ago? The name of our Tianhai City's S-level student this year seems to be Sumo. The middle-aged soldier was stunned. What a coincidence, this kid has the same name as that S-level evil student. That should be it. As he spoke, the officer picked up the instrument that had previously registered Sumo's awakening certificate and began to look at it. When he saw that handsome face, his eyes widened. Hastily, he walked to a computer device beside the platform and typed in the words Tianhai City S-level student. When an identical face appeared on the computer screen, he was frozen in place. Seeing this, the middle-aged officers and soldiers also came over to take a look, and then they also stood there in a daze. The two looked at each other, and saw confusion and astonishment in each other's eyes. That kid just now is the S-level demon student Sumo who has been making a lot of noise in the past half-month. Then, this evil student wore a mask half a month ago and really went out in the wild with the strength of black iron 1 star. When he came back, not only did his temperament change drastically, but he was also promoted from black iron 1 star to black iron 6 star. The two men seemed to be struck by lightning, their minds went blank and they didn't move. An hour later, Sumo returned to his rented house under the curious gaze of many people. I opened the door and found that after half a month, there was not a speck of dust inside, and there was even a piece of paper on the dining table. Given your personality, you must be eager to go out and kill monsters. Be careful. Putting down the note, Sumo couldn't help but smile. This guy Derong. Maybe he didn't notice me and got worried, so he came here and left a note? Go tell him later. Smiling and shaking his head, Sumo immediately dialed the acquisition number of Federal Skynet. He brought back a big bag of monster materials. If it is sold, it will definitely be a huge fortune. After a while, a young lady in a professional suit came to the rental house with several Federal Skynet after-sales staff. It's really you, Master Sumo. As soon as she entered the door, the young lady in a suit saw Suemo and exclaimed with shining eyes. When she just received the news about the sale of monster materials, she saw that the other party was not anonymous but was marked with Suemo's client name. She was surprised at first, then excited, and then, with all kinds of wild thoughts in her mind, she immediately brought people to the address. Unexpectedly, this client named Suemo is really the evil high school student with S-level superpowers. So lucky! The young lady looked infatuated and looked at Suemo passionately. Suemo's mouth twitched as he thought about the scene on the way back where he heard most people discussing him. No way! In just half a month, his name Suemo has become a household name? I want to keep a low profile. Sighing helplessly, Suemo pointed to the large backpack beside him. I plan to sell these materials, let's see. Leave it to me, Master Suemo. The young lady hurriedly and diligently began to prepare. Suemo adult. Suemo's face darkened, he felt that this name was strange. Soon, the materials were sorted out, and the materials that were originally worth only 3 million were raised to 4 million by the young lady. Just because she is the daughter of a federal Skynet executive and has power. Also, she said that she is a fan of Suemo, so she can get endless discounts. Well, it seems famous and smells a bit good too. Someone thought shamelessly. Finally, before leaving, the young lady actually knelt down and begged Suemo for an autograph. The location, well, is in an indescribable location. What an info! She even wanted Suemo's contact information. Of course Suemo won't give it to you. Do you want to get him by using benefits? Maybe there was a slight possibility when he was still the poor boy he was before. But now, it's impossible. You ignored me before, but now I want you to be out of my league. Unless it's true love. After receiving 4 million yuan, Suemo took a last lingering look at the rented house where he had lived for several years, then put on his mask and walked out of the room. He planned to say goodbye to Chen Derong first, and then go directly to the Magic City to report. That is where Suemo's future stage will be. Chapter 19. In front of the high-speed railway station from Tianhai City to Shanghai. Amo, wait for me in Magic City first. When all universities have formal admissions examinations, I will try my luck at Magic City University. Even if I can't get into Magic City University, I will study at other key universities in Magic City. Then, we can continue to hang out in Magic City. There was a huge crowd of people. Chen Derong put his arm around Suemo's shoulder and stared at his good brother's eyes behind the mask reluctantly. I believe in you. Don't worry, you will definitely be admitted to Magic City University. Suemo was a little reluctant and patted his best friend on the shoulder. Brother, I'm leaving. As he said that, he walked into the spiritual energy high-speed rail carrying an alloy guandao and a backpack. There is no need for too many joys and sorrows between men. They can just put their arms around each other again when they meet next time. What's more, all universities, including the top 5, normally recruit students in the second month. It's only a month and it will pass quickly. There's no need to be reluctant about it. On the second day, the Shanghai high-speed railway station was packed with people, far exceeding the Tianhai City high-speed railway station. Ordinary mortals are busy with their lives, but there are countless awakened ones, and each of them has a strong aura and a high level of realm. Tianhai City cannot compare to this kind of situation, it is not even a little bit worse. It really deserves to be one of the top cities in the world. The atmosphere and prosperity here are far beyond the reach of other cities. Looking up at the tall, high-tech buildings around him and the floating psychic cars flying in the sky, Suemo was filled with emotion. Although human beings have entered an extraordinary era, technology has not lagged behind much. With the existence of the psychic stone, this world has epoch-making technological products that were unimaginable in the previous life, and some are even more advanced. Especially in today's Shanghai, high-tech products can be seen everywhere. A virtual TV reflected in the void was showing the highlights of the fight between powerful awakeners. But the most common news is still various federal news, among which the most headline news. It was an introduction to the 5 top universities, as well as inspiring words from famous graduates to the incoming juniors. In short, as soon as he stepped into the Magic City, Suemo felt his blood boiling. Faced with such an unknown and prosperous big city, he began to look forward to it. Sir, you need to show your awakening certificate to leave the station. At the high-speed railway exit, many pretty girls were checking the documents of those leaving the station. There are more than 100 exits, but even so, it is still extremely crowded and everyone has long queues. Of course, for the awakened ones, there is no need to be so troublesome. The awakened ones can enjoy privileges, enter special passages, and be taken out of the hall by open-air elevators. Mortals can only wait there, which is a very realistic reflection of class differences. Suemo saw this scene, shook his head, and walked towards the special passage. Over the past 18 years, he has become accustomed to this kind of class treatment. He dares not say a word in front of the awakened ones, and the awakened ones are given priority in everything. Although the other party did nothing wrong, in this world where monsters are rampant, the awakened ones have to defend their country. Ordinary mortals will still subconsciously give way to the awakened ones. But Suemo discovered that many awakened people were used to being surrounded by people and had developed a condescending personality. To put it simply, the taste has deteriorated a bit. Unlike the unity of our ancestors thousands of years ago to resist monsters, today's human civilization. Although they appear united on the surface, they are actually a group of scattered sands in secret. Suemo also knew that this was a problem that could not be solved, no matter where or in what world. This kind of problem will exist wherever there is a distinction between strong and weak, and between good and bad. Without thinking any more, Suemo handed the awakening certificate to the waitress, who welcomed him with a professional smile. He officially entered this prosperous and mysterious city. When he got outside, Suemo took off the black patterned mask. Now that he was in the magic city, he no longer needed to hide anything. He is not so narcissistic as to think that everyone in Shanghai knows him. There are S-level psychics in the magic city, and the famous ones are those who have turned their talents into strength. Diddy, Diddy. Dad, Dad, the phone is ringing. Dad, Dad, the phone is ringing. At this time, Suemo's phone rang. I took out the latest model of mobile phone I just bought, and a familiar yet unfamiliar phone number appeared. Suemo clicked the answer button. Teacher Yan Yun. Call me sister. Hearing this lazy and teasing female voice, Suemo's face darkened. Teacher, you told me to call you when I get to Motu. I'm already in the lobby of the Motu high-speed railway station. Hehe, everyone says to call me sister. Let's get down to business. Yan Yun's slightly more serious voice came from the other end of the phone. I have asked someone to wait for you over there. Please continue to walk out of the hall and go to the reception area. Someone will receive you. Remember, don't blush, don't swallow your saliva, and hold on. Suemo had a black line on his forehead. What the hell is this woman up to? I understood what was said first, but are the following sentences human language? Suemo was about to hang up the phone. If everything is fine, I'll go to the waiting hall. Etc. Teacher, are you so free? Humph, it's all for you. I haven't been able to compete with those 4 old guys in the past half-month. Now I can only rush to the next school in shame. I'm so bored in the car. From the other end of the line, Yan Yun cursed with gritted teeth. Suemo curled her lips. Then what? Do you have anything else to say? As your special teacher, I will definitely teach you in the future, so I will naturally supervise your practice on time. How is it going? Have you encountered any difficulties in your practice in the past half-month? Suemo, no. Have you been promoted to Black Iron too? Suemo thought about it and decided to register for school later anyway, so he just said, Black Iron 6 stars. I knew it was easy to get Black Iron 2 stars with S-level talent. Wait. What did you just say? On the other end of the phone, Yan Yun reacted and her beautiful eyes widened and she rubbed her ears. A pair of beautiful red lips directly pressed against the phone and asked, how many stars of Black Iron are you? Suemo repeated calmly, Black Iron 6 stars. Boom. The sound of a phone falling to the ground came from Suemo's phone, and then there was no sound for a long time. After a while, just when he was about to hang up, Yan Yun's trembling voice came over, brother, it's wrong to lie to your sister. Your heart can't take it anymore, do you know? Su, never lie. Teacher, if there's nothing else, I'll hang up now. Yan Yun asked anxiously, wait. Have you really been promoted to the Black Iron Realm 6 star? It's absolutely true. Teacher, you take such good care of me, how could I possibly lie to you? Having said that, Suemo hung up the phone, not giving Yan Yun a chance to talk more. I'm sorry, teacher. I just love to lie to you. I will dare to do it again next time. Muttering without any guilt in his heart, Suemo immediately walked towards the reception hall. Chapter 20. There were a lot of people in the reception hall. When Suemo came in, her excellent temperament instantly attracted a lot of people's attention. In particular, the alloy guandeo he carried on his back was taller than him, which surprised many people. I didn't expect someone would use this kind of weapon. You know, the guandeo is very heavy, and awakeners who strengthen their physical bodies are unwilling to use such heavy weapons. The boy in front of me does have perfect body proportions, but he doesn't look like the tall and mighty type. But can he use such heavy weapons? Ignoring the curious looks, Suemo just stood quietly beside the wall of the reception hall. Yan Yun actually asked someone to pick him up, which means that the person who received him should know what he looks like. Just wait here. FK. It's Shangguan Fiyin. Just then, a cry of surprise was heard outside the reception hall. Then, the crowd looked over in unison, followed by an uproar. Why is she here at the high-speed railway station? Holy crap! Holy crap! She's so beautiful in person. Much prettier than on TV. Is she Shangguan Fiyin? Is she a fairy from the TV? How can someone be this beautiful? The proud daughter of the Magic City University, I, a person in the Black Iron Realm, am lucky enough to meet her in person. I will die without regrets. If a fairy looks at me, I would rather die right now. What are you dreaming about? She won't even look at you even if you die. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. I want to see the goddess closer. As excited exclamations continued to ring out, a passage was forcibly opened by the crowd. Suemo looked at it curiously and was stunned for a moment, but he quickly recovered. Under the gaze of everyone, a tall woman walked slowly towards them, her posture graceful and elegant. She was wearing a black long dress and had a perfect figure. Her facial features were very delicate under her black bangs, like a fairy walking out of a painting. Especially her narrow but bright eyes, which would make people fall in love with them at first sight. What a wonderful woman! Suemo sighed secretly. It could be said that this was the most perfect woman he had ever seen. Yan Yun is far inferior to it. If he were to give a score, it would definitely be 99.9 points. The only 0.1 is that this woman's expression is too cold, making people afraid to approach her. Soon, Suemo withdrew his gaze. Beauty was none of his business. By the way, why hasn't the person Yan Yun called come yet? I've been waiting for nearly half an hour. Helpless, Suemo could only call back, Teacher, why hasn't the person you called arrived yet? On the other end of the phone, Yan Yun was still shocked by Suemo's realm when he heard Suemo's voice. She was immediately furious. You stinky little brother, you actually dared to hang up on me just now, you're looking for death. I was wrong. Suemo apologized perfunctorily, and then continued to ask, Teacher, how about I take a taxi to school by myself? Humph. I'll ask you about your cultivation later. Yan Yun snorted coldly, then asked in confusion, the person has arrived, and he just called me. Hearing this, Suemo nodded, okay, then I'll wait. I've given her your phone number. If she can't find you, she'll call you later. As he spoke, Yan Yun suddenly changed his tone and smiled meaningfully, by the way, brother, have you ever been in love? Here we go again, this stupid teacher. Suemo answered honestly with a blank expression, no, why are you asking this? Is it weird that you have never been in love? He never had a relationship in his previous life, but he was still living well. Well, you have to hold on. After saying that, Yan Yun hung up the phone with a teasing tone. It's inexplicable, my silly teacher turned out to be really silly. While complaining, Suemo suddenly felt the urge to pee. After glancing at the location of the bathroom, he trotted over. After washing his hands, Suemo stood in his original position again and began to wait quietly. With the arrival of the fairy in black dress, everyone at the scene turned their eyes to her. There was no more shouting. Suemo took a glance and shook his head secretly, they are all a bunch of LSPS. Are you here to pick someone up? Did you know that people leaving the station are waiting for you to take them home? Etc. Those who don't know how to receive him are also so fascinated that they can't stand and forget to look for him, right? Very likely. Thinking of this, Suemo was speechless. Diddy, Dad, the phone is ringing. Dad, the phone is ringing. At this time, his phone rang. I took out my cell phone, it wasn't Yan Yun calling, it was an unfamiliar number. Brother, you finally remembered me. Suemo burst into tears and immediately opened the call. Hello. An ethereal and pleasant female voice came, Junior Suemo. Not a boy, but a girl. The sound is quite nice. Suemo, it is me. Where are you, Junior? I'll go find you. This sound. It does sound nice. Suemo sighed, then Kide said, I'm on the wall at the entrance of the reception hall, carrying a guandao on my back. I should be easy to spot. Where are you? Or I'll come find you. I have to go out on my way anyway. A disembodied female voice, just below this platform on the fence, I see you, I'll pick you up. Under the fence platform. Suemo looked over quickly, and instantly met those narrow, bright eyes. No way. Suemo's mouth twitched. Should I be so stimulating? He swallowed his saliva. Is it you? Suemo was silent. At this moment, he finally understood what Yanyun meant. You actually let this kind of monster come to pick him up in person, teacher, you are really amazing. At this moment, everyone around them became secretly puzzled from the moment the woman in the black dress took out her cell phone. Is this goddess coming to the high-speed rail station to pick someone up? Oh shit! For a moment, everyone's eyes widened and the atmosphere was in uproar. Who is it? He actually asked Shangguan Feiyan, the proud daughter of Magic City University, to come and pick her up in person. Most importantly, is this lucky person a woman or a man? The women are fine, but the men are about to break apart. As the fairy in black dress slowly walked towards the inner door of the reception, the eyes of these guys followed her closely. They didn't even dare to breathe, they just wanted to see who was so impressive. Suemo saw this and felt something was wrong. He quickly said on the phone, wait a minute, senior sister, you don't have to come over. Let's go out by ourselves and meet up outside. Damn it. You are a fairy, and it would be disastrous if I let you come in front of me. Wouldn't tens of thousands of eyes stab me to death? Fear. What a real disaster caused by beauty. How can this be possible? Teacher Yan has already told me to personally pick you up from the reception hall. There was a hint of stubbornness and a firmness that could not be refused in that ethereal voice. Oh my god! This fairy goblin is a man with a strong character, and now he is finished. Thinking of this, Suemo started to curse Yanyun in his heart. He was being fooled by her this time, damn. Chapter 21. At the inner door of the reception hall, Shangguan Feiyan walked towards Suemo with lotus steps and graceful posture. Her expression was icy cold, like an iceberg that had not melted for 10,000 years, making people dare not to blaspheme and could only admire her from afar. At this moment, everyone was staring at her secretly and looking around, their eyes full of curiosity and envy. Suemo felt his scalp tingling. According to the way the people around her addressed this fairy, she should be the pride of Magic City University and has a high reputation. It is not even low in the entire Demon City. If I suddenly talk to him face to face now, or even pick him up from the high-speed rail station in person, wouldn't that be filled with hatred? I'm afraid that the next day I might be directly reported on those 8 trigrams media. This fairy-like creature looked like an extremely strong-willed woman, and I was afraid that she would not be able to escape. Alas, never mind. Since I can't avoid it, come on, let me, experience what it feels like to be a male public enemy. Soon, Shangguan Feiyan came to Suemo. Although her expression was cold, her voice was soft and ethereal. She said, Junior Suemo. Suemo smiled and nodded, Senior. Then she glanced around secretly. Well. Good job. What the hell are those desperate eyes around me? At this moment, the eyes of all the male awakened people around were burning red, as if the sky had fallen. Male. It's actually a man. Ah! Crying in their hearts, this group of people immediately became ferocious and glared at Suemo with gritted teeth. Suemo was frightened by what he saw. However, Shangguan Feiyan, who seemed a bit naive, didn't notice the gazes from all around, and quietly introduced herself, Junior, my name is Shangguan Feiyan, I'm a special recruit 1 year older than you, and I'm also a direct special recruit taught by Teacher Gian. I'll be your senior from now on. The voice was soft and ethereal, but the expression was cold, which was totally inconsistent. Generally speaking, people with a cold expression will also have a cold voice, like a complete block of ice. Shang Guanfeiyan had a very cold expression, like a fairy with expressionless face, but her voice was ethereal and soft, with a hint of humanity. Well, this is a rather special iceberg goddess. Complaining secretly, Suemo immediately said, Senior Shang Guan, let's go to school first. The gazes from all around made him feel a little uneasy. Those invisible gazes seemed to pierce him like sharp swords. While feeling uncomfortable, he could also understand how these brothers felt at the moment. After all, in his previous life, he was also a mediocre man and had his own secret crush on a goddess. I have also witnessed with my own eyes the process of the goddess I secretly loved being seduced by someone else, which was quite unpleasant. Oh, how miserable. Well, let's go. Shang Guanfeiyan nodded and led the way for Suemo. It was not until the two of them walked away completely under the gaze of countless people that the scene could no longer be suppressed and exploded. FK. Who is that guy? I'm torn. A man who can be personally received by the immortal sword princess? This is the first time, right? It's sour, I'm so sour. The daughter of the Shangguan family, the immortal sword princess of the Magic City University, is she going to fall just like that? No. I want to duel with that kid. By the way, who is he? The scene was in chaos, with the male awakeners holding their heads and wailing. They are self-aware and know that the goddess is someone they will never be able to obtain in their entire lifetime. But they also don't want others to get it. I feel cold and uncomfortable. At this time, Shang Guanfeiyan had brought Suemo to a luxurious psychic car. An old man immediately got out of the car gracefully, opened the door for the two of them with a smile, and made a gesture of invitation. Out of the corner of his eye, he secretly glanced at Suemo. Apart from the master, this is the first time that the lady has been so close to another man, right? It's really rare. Nodding to the old man, Shang Guanfeiyan turned to look at Suemo, junior brother, let's go to the school to register now. Meeting that pair of charming eyes, and glancing at this valuable psychic car, Suemo swallowed. He had only seen cars of this level on TV, and with his current wealth he was afraid he couldn't even afford a tire. Unexpectedly, this fairy is actually a beautiful, wealthy, and rich girl. She has beauty, status, and talent. No wonder she can drive that group of men crazy. If it were the old him, he would also go crazy. How I wish there was a rich woman who would say to me, little brother, you don't have to work so hard. Cough cough. Suemo stopped thinking about it and said, my knife. It seems that he cannot put down his 2-meter-long guandao. Give it to me, I'll hold it for you first. As Suemo stared in astonishment, he saw Shang Guanfeiyan's hand touch his guandao, and then, the guandao disappeared. Storage bracelet. Looking at the alloy decoration on the beautiful woman's jade hand, Suemo said that he was really jealous. The storage bracelet is a storage treasure developed by a distinguished weapon refiner using a material called space stone. The interior has its own space, which can be used by the awakened person for storage, and it is truly a must-have artifact for going out. Rich woman. Only the strong men in the diamond realm have the financial resources to buy this kind of treasure. What made Suemo jealous the most was that this fairy had another treasure on her other jade hand. Envious. Host, the system has its own storage space, which is infinite in size. Hearing the cold voice that suddenly popped up in his mind, Suemo was stunned at first, and then his face was full of black lines. System. It requires 100,000 energy points to open. Suemo instantly wilted, okay. Shang Guanfeiyan noticed Suemo's eager look and suddenly said something shocking, do you want me to give you one? You are Teacher Yan's second direct special recruit, and I am the first. Then I am your direct senior sister, and it can be regarded as a gift from me to my junior brother. Suemo's heart skipped a beat. Is this fairy so generous? It made him a little moved. But on the surface, Suemo shook his head, thank you for your kindness, but I want to get it through my own efforts. Although his body wanted it, his self-esteem wouldn't allow it. If he, who has the system, can't even get a small storage bracelet, he would rather die. The words fell. There was a glimmer of admiration in the eyes of Mr. Bo standing by. Faced with the temptation of the storage bracelet, he was able to resist. This young man has willpower far beyond his peers. Even tougher than some older gold awakeners. Of course, if he knew that Suemo was a hypocrite who was obsessed with face, he would not think so. The three of them quickly drove the psychic car towards Magic City University. Being in mid-air, Suemo looked around and saw all kinds of new things one by one, which made him marvel once again. The prosperity of Shanghai truly makes it one of the most awesome cities in the world. Half an hour later, a tall, majestic school gate full of the atmosphere of time appeared in the sight of the three people, lurking there like a prehistoric monster. Moju University, Suemo, am here. Chapter 22. A few minutes later, Mr. Bo parked the psychic car at the exclusive parking space of Magic City University. Although it is vacation period at Shanghai University, there are still many students staying on campus. The three of them got off the car. The scattered students nearby looked over curiously. When they saw it was Shang Guanfiyan, many male students showed admiration on their faces, but they did not dare to get close and only watched from afar. The feeling of alienation given by this enchantress was too strong. If Suemo wasn't her direct junior, and also a special recruit of Yunyun, this fairy wouldn't have come to pick him up, right? Thinking of this, Suemo also got out of the car quickly. When the male students around saw this scene, they froze on the spot. It's the sound of a broken heart. In addition to the gentlemanly old butler, there was another man getting out of Goddess Shangwen's car? And he is a man as young as them. This was simply impossible in the past. Big news, big news. Many male students have taken out their mobile phones and started secretly filming. With Sumo's insight, he naturally knew what they were doing, so he frowned and said, "Senior, these guys." Shang Guanfiyan said calmly, "As long as it's not too excessive, just ignore it. This kind of thing is very normal in Magic City University. Senior, aren't you afraid that they will use the photos and videos to make a fuss?" Suemo was speechless and frowned. "What if they say we are related? Then my innocence will be gone." Shang Guanfiyan was obviously stunned, and a barely noticeable blush appeared at her ears. She took out the alloy guandao again and handed it to Suemo, saying softly, "Just ignore it." After saying that, he walked towards the special admissions department first. On the side, Mr. Bo followed behind him, the corners of his mouth twitching. "My young lady doesn't even care about it, and you're concerned about your own innocence first? Grass. You're awesome, young man. Once you know how rare it is to be able to talk to a lady, ride in her car, and have her personally receive you, you will no longer think so." Bolao thought secretly, then turned his head to look at Suemo, and murmured, "But I have to say, this kid is really strong." Along the way, he saw Suemo talking with his young lady. It was the first time for him to see a boy of the same age being so calm in such a close distance with a girl. This boy will never be tempted by beauty in the future, absolutely. Following behind him, Suemo looked helpless. Of course, he said that on purpose. Because he smelled the strong scent of the bloody plots in the urban novels of his previous life. The goddess gets close to the protagonist for no reason, and then a bunch of suitors come to challenge the protagonist in all kinds of disgusting ways, like flies. So annoying. Although now, Shang Guanfiyan takes extra care of him because they are both special recruits from Yunyun. It's not without reason, but the result is the same. It was just because the fairy in front was a stubborn and tough guy, and he insisted on doing what Yunyun wanted. "I have to pick him up to school in person and take him to register in person. It seems that flies cannot be avoided." Shaking his head, Suemo began to appreciate the scenery. "I have to say that the environment inside Shanghai University is really beautiful. Along the way, no matter what department it is, it has been carefully built, and each department has its own characteristics. Combined with the long history and culture, you will never get tired of it." Along the way, Shang Guanfiyan's presence naturally attracted a lot of hatred. Even if Suemo deliberately lagged behind and followed at a distance, Shang Guanfiyan would forcefully ask him to catch up. It's hard to bear. After a while, we finally arrived at the registration point for special admissions. It is a luxurious and majestic attic with 3 large characters written in a flamboyant style. Special Recruitment Building. At this time, in the distinguished hall of the attic, a middle-aged woman with a charming demeanor saw Shang Guanfiyan walking in as the leader, and immediately smiled kindly and said, "Fiyan, have you brought your junior to report here?" At Magic City University, all senior teachers knew that Yunyun had specially recruited an S-level student with special abilities. They were all extremely jealous. After all, when she had just graduated and became a special recruitment teacher, she had already competed for Shang Guanfiyan, a proud girl with S-level special abilities. 2 years later, she actually recruited another S-level special ability. This luck is too good. You should know that as a special recruitment teacher, all the specially recruited students are direct descendants of this special recruitment teacher. In the future, if these specially recruited students gain any honor or something, the specially recruited teachers will also benefit from it. Therefore, special recruitment teachers will generally do their best to train their special recruitment students and let them grow into strong people who are capable of entering the society. Therefore, the connections of the specially recruited teachers are very terrifying, and all the S-level people they teach are strong. So no one dares to offend this group of specially recruited teachers easily. Moreover, special recruits from the direct lineage will also care for and help each other, just like the relationship between brothers and sisters. This is actually the reason why Shangguan Feiyin takes care of Suemo well. Director Lu, I'm here to report with my junior Suemo. Shangguan Feiyin nodded, then looked at Suemo. Suemo immediately took out the awakening certificate and handed it to Director Lu. After receiving the awakening certificate, Director Lu looked at Suemo with a smile on his face. Student Suemo, half a month has passed, and you should have improved. The teacher will now help you adjust the card core of the awakening certificate. Every time you are promoted in the future, you only need to input your own spiritual energy into the awakening certificate and it will be updated to your latest level in real time. By the way, what level have you reached in your cultivation now? Teacher, please help you update it first. At the side, Shangguan Feiyin also looked at Suemo curiously. She remembered that when she was a freshman, she had the cultivation level of Black Iron 4 stars when she came to the school to register half a month ago, almost 5 stars. At that time, she was known as the fastest promoted genius in 100 years. Of course, the reason why she was able to be promoted so quickly in just half a month was not only because she had S-level abilities, but also because of the massive resources in her family. The combination of all these factors made her the first in her class. As for my junior classmate Suemo, since he hasn't entered school yet and I heard his family isn't well off, he probably doesn't have any resources to help him. If one relies purely on supernatural powers to absorb spiritual energy between heaven and earth and slowly cultivate, the maximum level should be 2 stars, close to 3 stars. Not only Shangguan Feiyin thought so, Director Lu also thought so. Because in the past, most S-level students who relied purely on supernatural power training did not take any psychic potions, and most of them were only around 2 or 3 stars. Teacher, I have now been promoted to Black Iron 6 star. As he spoke, a trace of grey spiritual energy appeared on Suemo's fingertips, with a strong aura, just like the Black Iron 6 star. Moment. Including Mr. Bo, the 3 of them were a little confused and didn't react. Black Iron 6 stars, what the hell? In half a month, Suemo, who had no reasonable resource help, was promoted to Black Iron 6 stars. 2 more stars than the previous record of Shangguan Feiyin, the darling of heaven? Oh my god! Chapter 23. The 3 of them looked at Suemo in bewilderment, not coming back to their senses for a long time. Until half an hour later. Student Suemo, let the teacher see. Director Lu was the first to react. She quickly grabbed Suemo's hand and began to sense it. With the help of the system, Suemo's silver 4-star cultivation had long been hidden, and he could only sense the spiritual energy of the Black Iron 6 star. Even if the person in front of him is a diamond expert, it is difficult to see. Really Black Iron 6 star, and his spiritual energy is also very pure and strong, and his foundation is very solid. The beautiful director opened her red lips slightly and looked at Suemo with an expression as if she had seen a ghost. What a monster! This Suemo is definitely a more perverted monster than Shangguan Feiyin. I thought Shangguan Feiyin was the student with the fastest promotion in the past 100 years. And for some time afterwards, no one will be able to surpass it. But she didn't expect that after only 1 year, her record was surpassed by the new batch of freshmen. With such talent, I'm afraid he already has a quarter of the legendary record. The legend who reached the Silver Realm in just half a month 1,000 years ago. Of course, if she knew that it only took Suemo 3 days to advance to the Silver Realm and beat the legendary realm, I wonder how she would feel? Sitting at the front desk, Director Lu suddenly showed an envious look, envious of the little girl Yan Yun. With the talent that Suemo has shown now, plus his S-level special attack ability, if there are no accidents and he is well trained, I'm afraid there will be another first in the class? I had only been a special recruitment teacher for a few years, but I had already recruited 2 monsters, each one more pervert than the other. To be honest, she was envious. Unfortunately, she does not have the authority to be a special recruitment teacher, otherwise she would not be able to teach such an S-level student personally. It should be a sense of accomplishment, right? Thinking with envy, Director Liu looked at Suemo again and said with emotion, you were able to be promoted to Black Iron 6 stars on your own, and your foundation is so strong and solid. Suemo, it seems that you have worked really hard in the past half-month. Suemo smiled and said, if you have good talent, you just need to work hard. Director Liu's face suddenly turned dark. This kid. How can it be said that if you have talent, all you need to do is work hard? You call S-level talent okay? Does that mean anything below S rank is not acceptable? Thinking about her own B-level ability, she felt offended. After glaring at Suemo unhappily, Director Liu took Suemo's awakening certificate and walked into an instrument room. The seating area in the lobby. Shang Guanfeiyan's narrow, bright eyes were fixed on Suemo. Suemo was a little speechless. Senior sister, if you keep staring at me like this, I will be shy. He wasn't kidding, it was hard to be stared at by this fairy-like senior sister with such curiosity. You're not shy. Shang Guanfeiyan blinked and said softly, Junior, your talent is enough to rank in the top 5 in the history of Magic City University. Can you spar with me when we return to the dormitory? I am very curious about your special abilities. Suemo seemed to see a hint of dissatisfaction and fighting spirit in the eyes of this senior. Good job. Is this fairy goblin also a battle maniac? Also, why do we have to spar after returning to the dormitory? Why don't we just find an empty martial arts hall to practice in? Complaining, Suemo thought for a moment and nodded, Senior seems to also have S-level special abilities. I'm actually quite curious about it. He heard that her senior was also an S-level monster with special abilities, and he wanted to see what she was like. Since his awakening, he has only faced low-level awakeners with special abilities, which is not challenging at all. The best is Lu Chen's C-level elemental fire, but it is also rubbish. He doesn't even bother to use the shock force. Now that he has come to the big stage of Magic City University, Suemo naturally wants to compete with other S-class players. Seeing Suemo agreed, Shang Guanfeiyan's eyes lit up, then it's a deal, I will lower my cultivation level to the same level as yours. Remember to show mercy. After a while, Director Liu came out of the instrument room. Coming closer, she handed Suemo an ID and the adjusted awakening certificate. Your awakening certificate has been prepared by your teacher. And this crystal card is your student ID card, which is your entry and exit information for the 4 years of college. The points are also stored in the student ID card, so keep it safe. Also, the school has already assigned you to the special department. When the recommended students start school together with the normal students, they will be officially divided into classes. This means that in the remaining month, you can allocate your time freely and get familiar with the school. Finally, welcome to Magic City University. The teacher is looking forward to your success in the 4 years of university. Taking the certificate, Suemo nodded in return and said, Thank you, teacher. I will work hard. Okay, let Feiyan take you to the dormitory. Walking on the way to the dormitory, Suemo took out his mobile phone and downloaded an app called Modu University. He entered his student ID number and began to check. This app contains all the relevant information of Shanghai University, which is displayed in great detail. Overall, points are important. After reading it once, Suemo had a general understanding of some common knowledge about Shanghai University. At Shanghai University, points are the important currency. For example, various training facilities, gravity rooms, simulation spaces, and other places that can improve your strength. You need to spend points to enter. If you want to purchase cultivation resources, the Federal Skynet will convert the points and students can purchase them directly with the points. Anyway, all kinds of operations are inseparable from points, which shows how important they are. Points can be obtained by completing tasks assigned by the school and participating in various large-scale competitions. In order to motivate students, the school even built some challenging special buildings. As long as you complete the challenge or even break the record, you can get bonus points. Junior, we're at the dormitory. Shang Guanfeiyan's ethereal voice came from the side. Suemo put away his phone, looked up, and exclaimed, Wow, they are all villas. There are rows of luxurious villas clearly located there, and the surrounding environment is the kind that makes people fall in love with it at first sight. This is the dormitory for our special admissions students. Shang Guanfeiyan led the way in front and explained slowly, and Suemo, who was following behind, was filled with emotion. The gap between these students was immediately apparent. But, it smells so good soon, Shang Guanfeiyan took Suemo to a villa marked number 10. It's very wide, very large, and very refined and elegant. This was Suemo's first impression, and he quite liked it. I took out my student ID and swiped it, and the door opened automatically, revealing a simple yet elegant hall. At first glance, it is at least 1,000 square meters. There are many facilities and rooms around the hall, and the decoration is simple yet stylish. Not bad, it suits my style. Suemo nodded with satisfaction, and then found that Shang Guanfeiyan actually walked up from the second floor stairs nearby. After a pause, he asked in confusion, "Senior sister, why are you coming up to my second floor instead of going back to your dormitory? I forgot to tell you that my dormitory is on the second floor. The villas for special students are all double dormitories with 2 floors, 1 floor for each person. Before you came, my dormitory was on the second floor. The first floor was vacant, so Teacher Yan arranged for you to live here with the school, saying that we were both her special students, and asked me to take good care of you." After saying that, Shang Guanfeiyan went straight up to the second floor. FK. At the spot, Suemo was dumbfounded. Chapter 24. It's that woman again. Does she want to make herself the public enemy of all the men in Modu University? What if his male compatriots knew that he and Shang Guanfeiyan lived under the same roof? Won't the entrance to the villa be crowded tomorrow? Damn! Suemo felt his scalp tingling when he thought of that scene. Then he walked to the stairs and looked up, wondering, "Senior, does the school allow men and women to live together?" There was silence upstairs. After a long while, a soft and ethereal voice came, "Junior brother, you are so long-winded." After that, he added, "Since they are separated by stairs, it shouldn't be considered as living together. Many special recruits of the same lineage are like this, with senior students guiding new students. Since that's the case, let's go together." Anyway, Shang Guanfeiyan didn't think anything of it, so Suemo didn't think much about it. "Senior, please give me more guidance in the future." Putting down his large military backpack, Suemo chose a luxurious master bedroom, then picked up his clothes and planned to take a shower first. He hasn't taken a bath since he came to Tianhai City. Half an hour later, Suemo finished washing up, wrapped in a big bathrobe, and walked out humming a little tune. However, before he could reach his bedroom, he froze as he passed the living room. I saw a perfect tall figure sitting quietly on the sofa in the living room, and then he walked out. A pair of narrow and bright eyes looked over. Moment. Eyes met. Awkward. Suemo's face was dark. "Senior sister, why didn't you say anything when you came down? If this..." Shang Guanfeiyan turned her head away, and a blush appeared on her beautiful face. If Suemo could see it now, he would be surprised to find that icebergs also have temperature. "Junior, each villa has a martial arts training room. Let's practice in the training room later." After saying that, Shang Guanfeiyan stood up and walked towards the back door. In the backyard, there is a martial arts room as wide as a basketball court. There are many low-grade alloy weapons inside, as well as some training equipment, which are specially used for them to practice martial arts. Looking at the figure going away, Suemo couldn't help laughing. The battle maniac is confirmed. Then, he went into the bedroom, changed into a slim combat suit, and then went to the martial arts room. "Brother, are you ready?" On the opposite side, Shang Guanfeiyan's face was cold, but her tone was a little excited. This contrast made Suemo secretly amazed. "Since senior is so anxious, let's get started." As Suemo finished speaking, whoosh whoosh whoosh, a large amount of silver sword energy suddenly shot out from Shang Guanfeiyan's body, and then it seemed to have life, completely wrapping her up, and constantly condensing and compressing. After a moment, it formed a piece of particle armor emitting a faint silver light. At this moment, Shang Guanfeiyan's temperament changed instantly after being possessed by this particle armor. If her previous temperament was that of a cold black snow lotus, then at this moment, she was a heroic Valkyrie. Suemo almost couldn't react to such a change in temperament. "Junior, my S-class special type supernatural immortal sword suit is a particle sword suit condensed from unique sword energy. Attack, speed, defense, and even recovery ability will be comprehensively enhanced. The sword energy particles will also attack according to my thoughts." Shang Guanfeiyan, who was wearing a particle sword outfit, looked at Suemo with her bright eyes exposed and introduced him calmly. It's a bit fierce. Hearing this, Suemo secretly smacked his lips in amazement. This kind of comprehensive ability has absolutely no flaws. It's S-level again, no wonder Shangguan Fiyin is able to surpass all the S-level special recruits in their class. With such terrifying superpowers and a warlike temperament, it would be strange if he wasn't number one. Sighing secretly, Suemo immediately raised his fist. Buzz. Accompanied by a buzzing sound, a white halo immediately enveloped the iron fist. Under Suemo's intentional control, the halo actually exploded directly. Snap! A strange sound of glass breaking was heard, and then thin cracks were seen spreading from the iron fist in all directions. With Suemo as the center, cracks continued to spread, and the terrifying shock force caused the space to vibrate. This scene seemed as if this piece of space would break and collapse at any time. It was extremely terrifying. Shangguan Fiyin felt this aura of destruction from afar, and her pretty face under the particle sword outfit was filled with solemnity. At this moment, the power within that space gave her the feeling that it was the immortal sword suit condensed from her own black iron 6 stars. It may be difficult to defend. This was a feeling she had never experienced before. Even those destructive S-level elements could not give her such palpitations. Senior, this is my S-level special ability, Demonic Shock. It can cause everything to vibrate, just like me now, causing the space to vibrate, thereby gaining unparalleled power. Shangguan Fiyin has already explained her special abilities in detail, so Suemo will naturally not hide them. Causing all things to vibrate, space to vibrate. Shangguan Fiyin's beautiful eyes widened immediately when she heard that. Her mind worked quickly, and she understood what this ability meant and how high its potential was. Horror, unimaginable horror. Senior, let's get started. We just need to stop at the point. On the other side, Suemo waved his hand to remove the shock force, and 2 halos appeared in his hands, and he took a fighting posture. Good. At this moment, Shangguan Fiyin no longer regarded Suemo as a novice. Not to mention the destructive power of the superpowers, just look at the way her junior just used his abilities at will. He doesn't look like a student who has just awakened his superpowers. It looks so natural and so skilled. Not daring to be careless, Shangguan Fiyin immediately turned into a shadow and rushed towards Suemo. I have to say that her immortal sword suit is really powerful. With her speed alone, she can crush many S-level awakeners with enhanced speed. Coupled with the blessing of that unique sword energy, the whole person is like a sharp sword, fast and sharp. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Suemo, and a particle sword in his hand quickly condensed and stabbed out fiercely. However, Suemo turned his head and barely dodged it. After one sword missed, Shangguan Fiyin swung out the second sword again, and the sword seemed to have life. Particle swords continued to emerge and stabbed out from the particle sword armor, completely blocking all of Suemo's escape routes. It's really scary. Murmuring, Suemo used all his strength to activate his observation haki. He dodged the continuously generated particle swords one by one, which made Shangguan Fiyin frown. Suemo could actually judge the sword path of her indiscriminate attack in advance. This combat awareness and reaction ability made her feel incredible. You know, even an ordinary gold awakener would be attacked by her indiscriminate particle sword energy at such a close distance. They were all in a somewhat awkward situation, but this junior fellow actually managed to dodge one by one under such dense sword attacks. Is this really the consciousness that a black iron awakener should have? Chapter 25. After a wave of attacks failed, Shangguan Fiyin stopped. She looked at Suemo deeply with her beautiful eyes, and she was once again amazed by her junior. She could accept the fact that he was a gifted genius, after all, it was natural. But combat awareness and experience are things that can only be acquired through constant actual combat. How come my junior fellow student has only awakened his special powers not long ago and has such rich practical experience? In the past, all the freshmen were extremely clumsy and rough in actual combat. But Suemo, on the other hand, looked so relaxed that it made her, the top sophomore, feel a little embarrassed. Thinking of this, Shangguan Fiyin's eyes revealed outside the particle sword suit gradually became sharper. Brother, you have to be careful next time. The words fell. She once again transformed into a silver sword light and rushed forward, with particle swords emerging and surrounding her sword suit 1 meter away. 6 in total. This is the number that Shangguan Fiyin can create when she suppresses it to black iron 6 stars, which is double the number of the previous 3. The offensive formed by the 6 particle swords was like a violent storm, making it difficult to resist. When she was a freshman and had reached the black iron 6-star level, she used this kind of offensive to crush all her peers. Strength, speed, defense, recovery. Coupled with the sharp and strange particle sword, all these combined into one, even some seniors with 9-star black iron or even 1-star silver rank can defeat him. He was also defeated by Shangguan Fiyin. It can be seen how terrifying she is in this state. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. 5 silver particle swords were spinning. Shangguan Fiyin held one and approached Suemo again. The thunderous attack came instantly. Suemo used his observation haki with all his strength, and this time, he also added the dragon step. The dragon step at the minor success level. With his observation skills and graceful body movements, he pushed the dodge to the maximum, which made Shangguan Fiyin confused again on the spot. However, without giving her a chance to daze, Suemo chuckled and said, "Senior, be careful." After saying that, he twisted his body like a ghost and just avoided the 6 whistling swords. Then he clenched his right hand into a fist as fast as lightning, a white halo appeared, and he slammed it hard into the beautiful woman's abdomen. Shangguan Fiyin's face suddenly changed. She knew how perverted Suemo's ability was. If hit, under the shock of space, the sword suit condensed with 6 stars of black iron would have little chance of defending. But the speed of this punch was too fast, and even if he wanted to move away, he couldn't dodge it completely. Gritting her teeth, Shangguan Fiyin removed most of the sword energy particles from her body in a flash. Concentrated on Suemo's boxing style. Snap! A strange shattering sound was heard, and Suemo's punch exploded at a distance of 1 finger from the sword energy particles. Transparent cracks spread across the fist. I saw the sword energy particles being shaken wildly at a speed visible to the naked eye, turning into wisps of afterglow. It was not until Shangguan Fiyin took this opportunity to retreat 10 meters that the remaining sword energy particles flew back like a fleeing being. Buzz! The space in front of Suemo was also blasted into a vacuum zone by the remaining force. Opposite. The sword energy particles attached themselves to Shangguan Fiyin's delicate body again, but at this time, they were obviously unable to completely condense. The originally heroic and wholly immortal sword costume was now missing a large part, revealing the black long skirt underneath. Suemo looked at Shangguan Fiyin with some surprise. It was the first time that his shock power was blocked by someone. Although he only resisted for a moment and then fled, he was able to use this clever method to avoid it. This senior sister has excellent reaction ability and rich combat experience. You know, that punch he just threw utilized the spiritual energy and physical strength of the Black Iron 6-star. This kind of power, let alone the Black Iron Awakener, even an ordinary low-star silver would be seriously injured if it touched it. Unexpectedly, the senior sister who also had Black Iron 6 stars actually blocked it. He had originally wanted to stop at the critical moment. But now it seems that's no longer necessary. She is truly worthy of being the proud daughter of the Magic City. At this time, Shangguan Fiyin suddenly took off the immortal sword suit, walked in front of Suemo, gritted her teeth and said, "Junior brother, I lost." As a senior, and the top sophomore student, she lost to her junior. Although she could accept it calmly, she still felt a little uncomfortable. Suemo shook her head and said with a smile, "Senior sister, you didn't lose, neither of us were injured. Don't look at me like this, but in fact, the consumption is quite large, but your immortal sword suit can slowly recover by itself. What's more, senior sister suppressed her strength to fight me, so there must be many tricks that she hasn't used yet. I think I'm taking advantage of you. We're even this time, how do you say? The consumption is actually not that great. With such a punch, Suemo can still throw many more punches, and the power is not limited to this. But sometimes, it is still necessary to speak with high emotional intelligence." Hearing this, Shangguan Fiyin of course understood that Suemo was comforting herself, and she didn't know what was going on in her heart. There was actually some warmth in his heart, and his lips curled up subconsciously, "Then continue to spar with me next time." Suemo was surprised, "Senior sister, it turns out you can laugh too." Shangguan Fiyin's pretty face turned red, and she closed her mouth again and whispered, "I am also a human being. Of course I will smile when I encounter happy things. Well, let's continue the PK next time. Senior sister, you can be happy, and I can also practice my body skills. Back in the villa, Shang Guanfeiyan glared at Suemo for the first time and went upstairs. Suemo took out the special app of Magic City University again and checked it. Now that I have enrolled in school, the next step is to consider how to obtain energy points. And just when he was studying the app carefully, on the campus forum used by all teachers and students of Shanghai University, a new post was uploaded with the title, "Shocking. Goddess Shang Guan is suspected to have a man." The title is attractive, but no one wants to click on it. Because there were a lot of posts with this kind of titles in the past, all of which were news about celebrities from Shanghai University. But after clicking on it, it doesn't match the title at all, it's completely the result of the title dog. Of course, these posts will generally be blocked after the content is verified. So even though the title about Shang Guanfeiyan was very explosive, no one clicked on it to read it. It wasn't until half an hour later that the poster pushed the title up himself and it came to the top again. Some confused and impatient students clicked in cursing. "It's not sealed, what the hell? Damn it! How dare this title use Goddess Shang Guan to gain popularity? Damn! What the hell is the administrator doing? He doesn't even care. I know the author of this post. Brothers, if the title is too offensive, let's kill him. This guy is too disgusting, isn't he? He actually dared to make fun of Shang Guan, a schoolmate. Don't you know who she is? He's courting death." For a while, many people clicked on this post angrily, and were stunned after seeing the content. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you're notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.